Hello, welcome to week 10 of Shadowguard. We're back after a 2-week break. Hopefully you guys maybe enjoyed my little bit of D&D prep for the upcoming little adventure we will be having. Not this one, of course, but yeah, so we have returned. It's been kind of interesting time. I actually am moving in a couple days, so I'm excited. Charlie, do you have any announcements for yourself, actually, before we get started?
I don't think so. Excited to be here.
Cool. So, at the end of last session, you guys, I guess it's a kind of quick recap of the whole thing. Both Luke and Elle decided that they wanted to help out the people in Beggar's Hole, even though they're kind of they don't have any money. They have no real way of paying you guys to do it. But they said that anything you find, you can keep. But Magnus, on the other hand, really hates rats. So you guys thought it was a good idea to maybe try lying to Magnus and pretend that you were going somewhere else and head to Beggar's Hollow anyways. Regrettably, he noticed really early on, and a little bit of the first in-party fight occurred. Everybody is very petty. I loved it.
It was bad.
Oh man, there was a horse that was almost stolen and all sorts of stuff.
It was a mule. It's a mule. Stolen.
Quotation
it's commandeered for the greater good.
Yes,
also,
exactly.
I wouldn't say everyone was petty.
So, I mean, after they kind of made up after a little bit and ran into a man on the side of the road that you guys spoke to a little bit. Luke was a little cautious and hid in a bush, but you were ambushed by goblins, which you, after a little bit of a struggle, you took out. But not before the final goblin just dropped his dagger into the little guy you were talking to, and he bled out and died. You were so close, Luke.
Oh, shit.
So close. So from that, you guys all got 83 experience and leveled up. I don't know if you've actually changed your HP or your XP or not. If so, please do that now.
Let me see if I did. No, I didn't. So
it's 83 more.
We're at 20. What are we at total?
It should be at 2734.
2734.
I think so.
All right.
No, 2784 would be with the new experience because it was 2700 to level up. So 27.
Yes.
30.
Yeah.
30.
Yeah.
34.
Yeah, so we're level 4 now.
2734.
Yeah.
Not
That's
84.
right.
I'm gonna remove this from those. Boom. Just. Yep.
And what's the next level?
Next level, I think, is like 9,000 or something like that.
6,500.
6,500. I had to look it up. I don't remember that one off the top of my head, and I also didn't open those books up. So, yeah, you guys leveled up. We'll do the levels after I kind of finish doing a little bit of the recap that we have additional to that, since I was bad and didn't give you guys your experience when I was supposed to. So after that, you guys made the rest of the trip to Beggar's Hole. It was quite peaceful in a sense. There it's still the same eerie, dreary wilderness that you've been traveling through. Upon arriving, Beggar's Hole itself is literally just a ruin of buildings. Most of the walls on the first floor are all caved in. There's almost no second stories, except for like a little bits of rubble that are just kind of hanging out. And for the most part, housing is just tents or tarps between buildings and alleyways where they use to sleep and keep them out of the rain. You guys traveled a little bit into the town, a few minutes or so, and you encountered a kind of like a band of ruffians. It was ran by a woman. I believe she is. I'm sorry, I didn't actually look to see what she was. And I didn't write it down because I'm a scrub. So, so I don't remember what she is. I'll look it up later.
The woman we met on the road?
Yes.
I don't think you even said what she was.
I mean, I didn't actually explain it. I feel like she's a halfling. I think is what I was going with. Her name is Silly, and Sily for Silly. And after you guys had a little bit of conversation with them, they kind of pointed you in the right direction thanks to some of Luke's questioning. Elle tried to get some assistance from them, but after already losing 2 of their companions and Elle kind of stumbling over her words, they kind of didn't really have faith in you, so they decided that if you wanted their assistance, they better be worth their while, and they would go with you if you give them 50 gold per person, which I believe you were all like, no. So, you guys kind of traveled on, and that's where we're going to kind of roll our HP. We'll explain what each of your characters took at level 4, and then we'll kind of pick up the story from there. So, let's go ahead and start with Magnus. Magnus, go ahead and roll your HP, which I believe is a D6 plus your Constitution modifier.
Well, I want to say, first of all, I took an ability score increase instead of a feat at level 4. I did increase my Constitution by 1 from 15 to 16, which changes my modifier from +2 to +3, so I get a better hit dice roll than I normally would.
That you do.
Please, little baby, give me a good roll. No!
Well, Magnus, the good news is you do have 2 re-rolls left from like your free re-rolls. So if you wish, you could re-roll that.
I'm gonna use one of my hit dice re-rolls.
Okay.
That's
so
more like
7. There you go. Much better looking. Nice, good average number for you there. Okay.
That's gonna put me at I'm bad at math, 25 total.
I have to look up your character's HP because I don't know what it is right now.
No, that's what it is. I'm telling you.
Oh, okay.
25 total.
Well, you sounded like your question. I'm like, well, I need to go and math myself.
I was questioning myself.
Okay, so you have to 25. You increased your con by 1. What other stat did you increase?
My intelligence by 1, which puts me at a 19. No technical increase so far, but next time I get to pop it up to 20, I'll get a +5.
Okay, I like it.
On my intelligence, so.
Let's go ahead and go with Luke next then. Luke, what did you take? Did you take stat points or did you take a feat?
Stat points.
Okay, what did you do?
I'm going to put 1 stat point into dexterity, making it a 15, 16.
Should be a 16 now, yeah.
And then I will be adding 1 more point to constitution to make it a 14 instead of a 13.
Okay, and I believe an artificer rolls a D8.
I believe that would be correct.
I'm double checking that right now. An artificer rolls a D8 plus her con.
I can just do the hit dice roll.
You could do that too, yeah. Nice. So Luke,
Very
you
much
increase
so.
your HP by 10. So you're up to 33 as your maximum. At this point, you should be at full health also. You guys had at least had a day between reaching Beggar's Hole from the Goblin encampment, so you did have a rest in between that time.
Okay.
All right, so you took 2 stat points, and let's go on over to L. L, what did you take? Stat points or a feat?
I took a feat. That feat being lucky.
Always a great feat. If you want, do you want to read off what Lucky does, or do you want me to do it?
Like the whole thing?
Yeah, why not? Let's let the group and everybody know.
Okay. You have 3 luck points. Whenever you make an attack roll, an ability check, or a saving throw, you can spend 1 luck point to roll an additional d20. You can choose to spend 1 of your luck points after you roll the die, but before the outcome is determined. You choose which of the d20s is used for the attack roll, ability check, or saving throw. You can also spend 1 luck point when an attack roll is made against you. Roll a d20 and then choose whether the attack uses the attacker's roll or yours. If more than 1 creature spends a luck point to influence the outcome of a roll, the points cancel each other out. No additional dice are rolled. You regain your expended luck points when you finish a long rest.
Okay. So yeah, you have 3 luck points. Use them often and wisely. And it's going to roll your HP. You are also a rogue, so you roll a... You can just click your hit dice also, actually, if you really want. 6. So a 6 for you is on the lower end. It's not horrible. Do you want to expend 1 of your free rolls, or keep it at a +6? So it's 1 below average. Well, technically it's 2 below average, in a sense.
Then I want to do it again.
Okay, go ahead and roll again. And you take whichever one's higher. Good pick. Alright, so you get 10 more HP. You roll a 7 out of 8. And what does that put your HP up to?
40.
Very nice. So we have Luke at 33, Magnus at 35, and L at 40.
Wait, when did I become the squishiest guy on our team? He's got a D4.
He's a D6. But he has 1 more con than you. Modifier.
Oh, he's at +3?
He's at +3, yeah. He just got to +3 just now.
Well, that should only affect us next. That last.
Well, it counted,
roll.
the last roll. So
only
really,
this one, yeah. So
you
far.
would only
I've,
been
I've
one
rolled
between.
well so far, also though.
He has used 2 rerolls though, also.
I'm almost out. That's
He's
true.
only got 1 left, and we're only at level 4.
So I get to learn 2 new spells.
Correct. I forgot about that. What spells did you take, or do you want to keep them a secret and reveal them at some point?
I like the secrets.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna tell you guys. I'm kind of on the fence about what I'm gonna take. I think I know. I think I got it now though. There's just no good necromancy spells really at level 1 and 2. There's very few, and I pretty much have them all. So, all right. Yeah, I'll say later. You guys will find out.
Cool. I like that idea. All right. So you guys are now heading
Yeah,
to.
Rolling Thunder says if you boost your con, it works retroactively, which I thought was also the case.
I didn't know that, to be honest.
Yes, I thought that
I've
was
never
the case
played
as
that
well.
that way.
I
Are you
believe
okay?
that's
Are you
rules.
okay? If you want to look it up and just if you can find it and tell me the page, we're good. If not,
I
we'll
believe
just-
that's rules as written. I do believe.
All right, yeah, I just don't have a clue for where it's actually at. I figure we can kind of keep on, and once you find it, you can just tell me the page, and we'll just go like, cool, yes, and then we'll fix it. Until then, I just figure we just leave it as is. If not, we'll look it up at the end of the night, and then I'm assuming you're right. I just want to, for my own information, because I have other games I've never done that for. So, yeah, you guys are heading west. From the information you got from Silly, that she has tried to kill these creatures, and she thought she's at least stabbed them, but whenever she was chasing the other ones down, it wasn't there when she came back. And they've chased them almost to the outskirts of the town on the west side, and that's kind of as far as they've gone as the commoners and guards. So, I think as you guys are traveling, you guys conversing about anything at all, or like what's kind of happening? You guys are just kind of like casually walking through the town.
Well, you said it's pretty much ruined, right?
Yeah, it's literally a beggar's hole.
Well, Magnus is walking just terrified behind the other two, just hoping he doesn't see a rat, but he knows he's going to.
Why don't you give
So
me a perception check?
I
See if
don't
you're
think I'm
looking
saying
out.
anything. I am just nervously watching for rats as I follow behind the other two. I'm just gonna follow wherever. I am not taking the lead on this mission in any way at all.
Okay.
Perception, you said.
Yeah, give me a perception check. Let's just see if you spy a rat somewhere.
By the way, that's Player's Handbook, page 177. If your Constitution modifier changes, your hit point maximum changes as well, as though you had the new Constitution modifier from first level.
Cool. All right, then go ahead and increase your HP by an additional 3 then.
3, yeah.
Me too?
28 out of 28.
You increase your con, so you increase it by 3 also, Luke.
Yeah.
Nice.
I-
Y5.
Keeping yourselves alive. I like it.
He still's got way more HP than me.
He has 2 more. You both retroactively increased it by 3.
Yeah.
So that puts Magnus at 38 then?
28.
28. Okay. I thought you were higher than that.
No, 28 out of 28.
Oh, he's
Well,
lower.
here I was.
Okay. So and
Yeah,
it
that
puts
was, like, higher
Luke.
than me.
Luke, you are at a
36 now.
36 now. Okay.
So Luke, you are higher than me. That makes sense.
I thought you were.
Yes.
I thought I saw 35 for you, Magnus, not 25. That's my bad.
No worries.
Cool. Well, appreciate the catch on the rule. I was not aware of that. It's something I actually missed.
Yeah, thank you whoever said that in chat. Rolling Thunder looking out for me, dude.
Making
also,
it easier for them to live.
Let's see what how many spells can I prep now? I can prepare 8 of my known spells. My spell slots are wrong because I haven't long rested. But
You
know-
would have a long rest. You would have long rested. You like as it
I know.
finished.
You know, with the spell slot tracking, there's actually a long rest
like
command.
command, yeah. I don't remember. I don't remember what it is. I saw that
think it's-
recently.
Exclamation point long rest. I'm gonna set one up for myself right now.
Let me see if I just do it. Let's see what happens. Give it to everybody. I don't know. Oh well,
I
not
just
big deal.
want to see if that worked. It didn't. I'll have to look up what it is later.
Okay. So man, you're kind of looking around, trying to see. And out of like the corner of your eyes, you're walking behind like them, kind of close to them. You spy a quick thing that like looks like it darts from one of the buildings to like through the alleyway to another building.
Magnus just the other two just hear me gag behind them.
Luke, you're fuzzy again.
I'm working on it.
Cool. Just do it quick. So yeah, there we go. And that should refocus on you. Perfect.
Yes.
Okay. Luke and Elle, are you guys talking about anything? You just kind of keeping an eye out? What are you doing?
I thought we were all walking at one spot.
It's-
What direction it went.
Yeah, in a sense, I'm just wondering, like, you guys having a casual conversation. You like, are you on guard for rats? What does it look like as you guys are walking? I'm assuming it's you and
I
all
would
that side by side.
I would say I turn my head back quite often to make sure he hasn't just like fallen on the ground and given up.
I'm still creeping behind you with my staff held like this, just ready to beat any rats that I see.
Oh no.
Okay. Maybe, Luke, do you have like a little cup of pudding that you're eating?
No.
Huh.
I don't think he wants to have this stank of this shithole ruin his.
Okay, I mean, that makes sense for Luke. This is not good enough place for his pudding. So, okay. So you travel on for about another, I would say, like 3 to 4 minutes. It's not, you don't get too far when you hear a scream coming as you're like kind of heading across like a T shape. You see a bunch of like beggar looking people running towards the towards your direction. What do you do?
They're screaming?
They, like,
Ah!
screaming?
Ah! They're coming.
Is
they're
it a
coming
terrified scream or
Yeah.
a battle cry?
It's not a battle cry. It does not sound
okay.
any way like a battle cry. They come towards, and since you're kind of in the front on that side, I'm assuming you're on the left side, Luke, so you'd be close to them. They kind of grab your like clothes and like help us, please. They're coming.
Oi!
Oh God!
Hey,
Oh!
hey there, you know, you need to be a little more specific when you're talking.
They're coming, please. And they like point back, and you see like this like swarm of rats like come out of one of the buildings that they just were nearby and starts like crawling up the road. There's probably about
Slowly or
10
quickly?
No,
or
they're like they're moving. They're kind of like toppling over each other. You kind of hear the noise.
get out of the, you know, I get out of my way there. And I take my rifle and I like throw them out of the way and
Okay,
shoot the rat.
go ahead and give me make an attack roll. A 10. Okay, let's see here. Where did my thingies go? Here we are. No. Where did it? There it is. Sorry, I didn't have my bestiary open for these suckers.
They have a noise.
They have, yeah. You go, you hit, and you just watch as a bunch of the rats just get thrown backwards, just full on, just like blasted into the air. You see some turn to char, as you deal 17 damage to them, and then Magnus, since you're kind of the one who's really on edge, would you give me another perception check really fast?
Magnus is absolutely horrified. I feel like I should make a constitution check to not pass out right now.
Let's see if you can at least hold in your lunch.
Saver check.
Constitution saving throw. Just a simple DC 10.
No.
Yeah, so you see the rat, like, they're like, help us, we need your help. And then you see, like, you kind of like turn to your left and you see them all coming. And you just, Luke pulls his gun, and Luke, there's just puke all over the floor in front of you. Doesn't get your shoes or nothing.
It's one of those two where he tries to put his hand up to his mouth but doesn't get there, so he just like throws up in his own hand. And it's like, ugly crying, you know, like puke coming out of the nose.
Okay. At that same time, Magnus, you start like you're like, oh, and you kind of like look up and open your eyes as you see more of these rats starting to swarm out of these buildings all around you. You start hearing like that little squeaking noise from every which way.
All right. Magnus tries to muster mage armor on himself before any battle starts, and he says, "Oh no, here we go."
Switch you guys over. You are at the crossroads here by the fountain on this map.
Okay.
So if you guys want, you can place yourself anywhere to the right of the fountain within like 4 squares back. So like 2-3 squares back of Luke. Luke, that's perfectly fine right there. These rats that you just saw are, this is where they came from, Luke. You can see them kind of down to the south below you. And they came out of that building and came up to about right here when you shot them. Now,
Where's all those directions?
I will ping right where he's at right now. Boom.
Oh, okay.
That's where you see like that swarm of rats. I'm gonna turn them around so they actually look like they're coming.
Didn't I blast them?
You did, but they didn't all die. Yes.
I don't know how to do it.
Oh, just click your name and drag it to the map.
Yeah, click on your character sheet and just drag it onto the map.
Oh,
So I'm putting you guys a little bit farther south. Let me give you a box here because you're actually. I mean, we can keep it like that. I'm just gonna move you guys like here. Like Madness is at the top end of it. Of like that box where you could start out at. I'm gonna go ahead and change
I have
the
to move
music.
over to this side.
You're somewhere roughly in that. I mean, that's pretty fine. Don't go any farther to the left.
Well, it's just so I actually shot the rats at.
And the ones that you saw were behind L coming out of the building just to your right. I like this song. We're skipping it. Okay, and that's kind of what you guys see just kind of roughly at the start. Let's go ahead and roll initiative after I clear out probably the thing that needs to be cleared out because I'm professional. Boom.
Can we roll?
Round reset. Yeah, you guys should be fine to roll.
Woo!
You know, I found out you can do TM space reset and then a number, and it'll set it to that round number too.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then the rats roll a 13. I wonder why your guys' initiative looks different. That's weird.
Because we use that's the macro.
Ah, okay.
The token macro. It's a little smaller, but it's so much faster.
That's 3 rolls. Let's go ahead and order this properly. L will be the first to go. As yeah, L Magnus like sees the ones behind. He's like, "Oh God!" And he like holds back the next throw up. As you kind of see the ones behind you, and you see the less numbered rats to the south of you, and that's kind of what you see at this point.
All right.
I guess I'll actually think.
Okay. Yeah, you see, there's probably roughly like 7 or so rats in that area right now. Okay. A 23 hits it with no problem. As you, what's it like when you wipe out like the 7 or 8 rats? What do you like? How do you do it with your sword?
Can I just like stab them off?
You take the blunt side and just. Yeah, and you squish a bunch of rats. Their guts and stuff just spray out every which way. It's a horrifying scene, Magnus. But yeah, they all get squished and die. You still have some movement left, I think, or you have your bonus action if there's anything else you want to do before you end your turn.
Yeah. Hey. Real quick. Sorry to interrupt. My Staff of Spring Rain. When was the last time that I drained that? A while ago. Right?
You drained it a long while ago. Yeah, it's been.
It's fully recharged at this point.
Yeah,
or...
more than likely it would be. If not, it's close, and I'm fine with it being fully recharged.
Okay, just double checking. Sorry to interrupt.
It's fine. It's not a problem. Put the sucker over here for now. Okay, so is that your turn then, El?
I'm out of movement, so I will just dash and go back to where I was.
Okay, kind of get back in a defensive position with the group. I like it. It's a good idea.
Yeah, come back,
Actually,
big
I'm
sword
gonna go.
lady.
All right, Magnus, you were going to go before the rats, just because I feel like the players should go before the NPCs typically, especially in this case since it's a bunch of rats. Go ahead and make your move, Magnus.
It's just the one swarm.
That's
right
that's
now?
what you see, yeah, right now.
You know, I feel like now's a good time actually to use his new spell.
Okay.
He's gonna send
Magic missile with 0 damage.
I don't know why I didn't roll right. Oh, I know why. Hold on.
No problem.
Spell description on. It didn't also let me. It didn't give me the higher level cast for some reason. Let's try that one
Weird.
more time. I need to fix it, but 5, 2, and 4. It says it in the thing there.
Just at the pack of rats. So yeah, each blast shoots out and exploding and hitting a bunch of them at different times. You knock out roughly about 11 of them, but there's still a bunch more just still coming at you, and they are not happy.
Should be at 2 slots remaining with my mage armor. All right, so that's Magnus's.
I don't think you clicked your mage armor. Is why. Oh, you did. Weird.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just gonna move a little further back,
Okay.
and that's my turn.
All right, Matt. Actually, before your turn ends, as you start moving that way, you can notice a little bit of like a scuttling, like scratching noise closer to that wall.
Little motherfuckers. Which one? This one down here?
No, to actually kind of from both angles. So if you as you like start to move, you're like, oh shit, and you can take a little bit of movement back the other way if you choose.
To the north of me as
To
well.
the north, yes, to the north and south of you.
I think I am gonna. How much movement did I use? 20 feet.
Yeah.
I only got 5 left. All right, I'll move back to there. And
Well, I
that's my
feel like
turn.
you'd have like an extra like 5 feet back. You would have heard it earlier than that point of your movement.
I think I'm just gonna stay with Luke.
Okay.
Like that.
Good choice.
It is now the rat's turn, as I'm going to reveal all the ones that are hidden because they're all going to be coming out of their buildings and whatnot.
Little shits.
All right, so yeah, you hear the one like right behind you. Hear it kind of like burrow up out of like a little hole it probably had from to your left, Magnus. The one you can hear like the floor, like the wood creaking in the other building to the south of you, and then all over the place you just hear the little scuttle of feet as all of the rats appear.
Ugh.
So they're going to be like walking out of their buildings and all that little stuff. So let me do some movement here. Okay, so this one comes crawling out of its little building, and right towards you on this side. And they all just kind of like swarm. Actually, I lied. It swarms on top of you.
Is that how swarming?
Yes, these creatures can enter your space as they just start crawling up your legs and biting, trying to get in between your armor. I'm gonna make an attack.
Ugh.
I roll a 6, sadly. So the first one, yeah, they can't really get up. You're like swiping them away and swatting them down, keeping them off of you. Magnus, you just see her just getting swarmed with these things.
Oh,
And you see them come, the ones over here, come out and around. And they start crawling up onto you.
Ah!
Magnus is not a happy boy.
And they start biting and gnawing, trying to break through your mage armor. That's actually kind of keeping them off of you. And here we go, a 16.
That's a hit.
All right, so you take. Ignore the second one. You only take 8 piercing. The second one is their weaker thing.
I think Magnus is gonna cast shield as a reaction.
Okay. I think in the future you have to roll shield prior to me rolling the damage, but typically I always roll the damage at the same time. So that's fine. It's no big deal. So you shield.
It doesn't say it does. It just says it's a reaction. It doesn't say that anywhere in there. I mean, that may not be the full spell description either. I'm not sure. I may have shortened it. I can't remember. I'll look. Anyway.
It's fine. For now, it's not a big deal. It's you block it. They try to get on, and they just kind of bounce off the shield. They're still in your territory, trying to get up, and you're just smacking them away.
Use my little bubble.
Yep. So this little group here comes out of the little walkway on the side, crawls up and around as it tries to get into your area, but the other rats are kind of swarming around you, Magnus, and they can't reach you. There's just too many of them.
This is Magnus's worst nightmare. Unfolding in front of him.
This one comes running up through this. I think he's going to dash forward. Towards actually, it can make it to you, Luke.
You have to go around.
It is. Boom! It comes crawling up and around. It dashes. It enters into your space. That's as far as that's all it can do. The weaker rats on the sides here come running up towards L. And you see this little horde just starting to move forward.
Ugh.
These ones have to crawl out this way.
How fast can these fuckers move?
Decently far. Boom, boom.
Oh god.
Oh, that's one back. There we go. Okay, that's the proper spot for him.
Oh god.
All right, and that is their turn. Luke, you're up.
God.
They're covering you.
Oh god. Question.
Yes.
If I take a 5-foot step this way, do I get
You take an attack of
hit by
opportunity.
3 attack of opportunities? The one that's on him, the one that's next to him, and the one that's on me?
Well, you notice as they came close to Magnus, they aren't able to make any kind of, like, they aren't able to bite him. So, I mean, if that gives you kind of an idea. Like, the ones north of him aren't able to bite him.
Alright, I'm going to take a 5-foot step to where I took here.
Okay? You take one
Then
attack
make
as
an
they
attack
bite you.
on this one. Sure, I'll take that.
So,
Rest.
yeah, they try to, like, bite you as you, like, jump out of the way.
Was that the 10?
Yeah, that's a 10. That's that roll. Yeah, I missed.
Yes. And I'm going to blast these, those rats there.
Okay, okay, that's fine, actually, because they're not in melee range with you, so you're not at disadvantage. Technically, their melee range is... Oh, yeah.
No!
Yeah.
Too bad I can't get a 1!
So you get to... you're like trying to pull off, like you're jumping out, and you just shoot instantly, and you just didn't have time to aim, and you just miss them.
Wait, how do I get,
they kind of
how do I get
scatter
two
and regroup.
ones? I can't get two ones.
It re-rolls a 1, and then it only rolls it once, so you actually rolled 2 ones in a row.
What?
Yep.
1 + 1, yeah, it says it.
Yeah, so you get to re-roll the first one, not the second one. So yeah, you shoot...
Why? I thought that you couldn't get ones. I thought that was the whole thing.
I'm pretty sure it says you re-roll. I'll double check it right now. Give me half a second here. That's gonna be your turn anyways. If you hit, I'll actually, I guess I'll have you re-roll. Give me half a second. Halfling.
Just take the other roll if it does hit.
No.
Lucky. When you roll a 1 on d20 for an attack roll, you can.
And
re-roll
must
the
use the
die.
new roll. So you
Fine.
Yes. All right.
Unlucky.
Very unlucky. Do you move anywhere else, or is that your turn? Because you can still have movement left.
I'll move there.
All right. L, you're up. The rats are swarming you, biting at you, getting in every little spot they can.
Can I... What exactly can I do if they're, like, on me?
They're technically still within your melee range. So it's just kind of a whoosh.
You gotta...
Okay.
Just hopefully you don't take your foot out. So, one rule I've always gone with, since it hasn't happened yet, typically when a creature is on somebody, if you try to attack the creature that's on someone in the same space, if you do roll a 1, I usually have you hit the person. If you're attacking that, only in the same space. If you're your own, space that you're attacking, you don't hit yourself. No one's that dumb.
Okay.
So if I shoot
if
at Magnus's creatures on him,
and you roll a 1, you hit Magnus.
good thing I didn't choose to hit him.
I would have told you and had to re-switch it beforehand, but that's just for future. So, yeah, you swing and you slice through them. There is a creature next to you, though, so you don't get your sneak attack, which didn't matter because it's only a 1. You deal 15 damage to the rats that are under you. As you just slice through, kind of do like a twirl around with your blade, cut into a bunch of them. Okay. Is there anything else you want to do?
Do I know if rats hate Elvish?
I don't think you would know that.
Oh,
More than likely, you'd probably assume that rats probably don't understand any language.
okay.
They're rats.
Unless they're being controlled, of course.
Of course. So, L, do you use do you have your bonus action left? Is there anything else you want to do?
I'm gonna move this way a bit. Maybe.
Okay. I'm assuming you use your disengage?
Yeah.
Okay. Disengage, you move there, and is that your turn?
Yeah.
Cool. Magnus.
All right.
Constitution saving throw to see if you throw up again.
I have a high constitution. This shouldn't be happening. Same rule.
You throw up on all the rats in front of you. Now they're puke-covered rats.
Now only if you casted that dragon's breath on you, you puked. If you had automatic attack, because you open your mouth.
Flawless plan, sir.
That's true. So I think what Magnus is gonna do. This
Do
might
it
be
this round too.
This might be a risky move.
Okay.
I think he's gonna risk 2 attacks of opportunity by stepping here.
Okay, you only risk 1. because the other ones that are around you cannot bite at you. So as you step out of the ones that are all covered, like trying to nip at you and bite at you, they roll an 11.
And
Yes.
okay, I was gonna say I want to use my shield if I need to, but I don't.
Okay.
It's a miss.
Yep.
And then I am gonna cast Dragon's Breath on myself as an action.
Okay, I like it.
Let me drop that real quick. Dragon's
Holy-
Breath.
I didn't realize that. Whoops. Okay,
That's not gonna hit me, right?
as a
And
bonus.
then
No, you're
15
too far
foot cone,
away.
you should be good.
It's the
Okay.
3 squares
I-
behind them.
I think I can hit all 3 of them with
Yes.
that though.
Yes.
They have to make a DC 14 saving throw, so I'm gonna use my action and bonus action, obviously, right now to do both, and I'm choosing fire for the damage type.
Okay, they all fail and all take 11 damage as you burn a bunch of them to the crit. The frontline ones, all the ones behind them start like leaping over those ones. A few here and there stop and start nibbling on them.
Magnus is saying in his dragon voice, just like, "Burn, you little bastards!" Like while he's just spraying them the whole time.
Okay, so yeah, you wipe out probably a good solid 30-something rats, but they're all still moving and still coming for you.
Sons of bitches. All right,
It's now
my
their turn. All right, so this first one comes charging towards you and enters your space.
I should have stepped back 2 spaces. That's okay. Go
It's
ahead.
going to bite at you for 14.
That's a tie, so it's a hit.
It does hit, so it is. I see if it's actually below half HP or not. Your HP bar is blocking. It is not below half, so you take the first number. You take 6 piercing, and then it kind of leaps off to the side as you kind of batten it away. And
bastards.
the other one comes forward at you and leaps in and starts trying to non-bite at you also. 12 as it misses and leaps to the side. It's kind of leaping through you. And the final one.
I just imagine them like water, like just flowing over
Yes.
everything.
They're flowing
Bouncing
over all
off
the
of me
dead,
and shit.
charred, fire, burnt ones already. They're using that to
Ugh.
get the height to get to your face.
Ugh.
And the final one, yeah, they leap in. You're like, ow! They all jump really high, so you duck, and they all just kind of flood over your head. And these ones, actually, they end up in your spot. They end up landing at your feet at the end of it.
That's why I wear this tall hat, so enemies misjudge my height.
It's genius. Luke, the ones to the south here come running towards you.
Ah!
They bite, and they end up behind you as they leap towards you. A 14.
I have 15.
Why don't I have any of your HP on your character's token right now?
Isn't that it?
It should just automatically be on there. Like it's all gone.
There you go. Here I have my HP.
So you have 15 AC because you increased your dexterity.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. So yeah, they miss. This one comes charging forward and ends in your spot, starts crawling up your legs. There's a few amount of them as they bite at you. 13 and they miss. Yeah, they're not able to get up. You're able to bat them away. And the final ones are for L.
Get him out. Finish him.
Murder them all.
Luke, this one comes running towards you.
Of course it does.
So this one going to 25's got to go heavy terrain over all those other little rats. As they go to here. As they come like swinging around that tree and start moving upwards towards the rest of the group. That ends. Actually, this one is going to dash into your space, L. All right. Luke, it is your turn.
Okay. Take the risk. 1,
Take some
5,
bite.
10.
13.
Misses. 15. 25.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to shoot the ones that are currently on L.
Okay.
I feel good about not rolling 2 ones again. Let's find out.
Okay, a 12, which does hit. One thing I didn't notice is that when you guys were attacking these before, you shoot it, and the shrapnel, for the most part, doesn't seem to do as much as you think it was, but the lightning just electrocutes from it and sparks and kills a bunch more off.
I make notice of this.
They don't like
Like-
the lightning.
I can see
They
this
don't-
and communicate that.
The piercing seems to not do as much as you thought it would. But
Hey, Derek,
the thunder does.
I think you need some, the magic there for these rats.
Okay. Is that your turn, Luke? I'm assuming as
yes.
you reload.
Reloading.
L, you are up.
They're on me again.
They are covering you. Yes, they are. You're covered in rats. They're biting and nibbling. You have little teeth marks all over your body. 15 for 13 damage, but it doesn't seem to do quite as much as you thought it would. You're only able to wipe out about half of what you thought it would normally do. Ooh, quite close. There's only a couple left that are all by your feet. There's like 2 or 3 of them.
Imagine if you take a step back, Charlie, you could take out all of them.
What do you do, El?
I guess. I don't really know what to.
You could disengage so they can't just like be right on top of you.
Yeah, I suppose I can.
Well, technically, she should be able to move 5 feet away as long as she's still. Can they only attack if they're in the same square as you?
If you leave the square, it's attack of opportunity. Because that is
But
they're correct. They can only attack while you're in their square.
Okay.
That you guys have seen that by now, so.
Little shits. All right. I wasn't quite sure if that was the way it was, but I just want to make sure.
Yeah, they only have a reach of 0.
Awesome.
Disengage.
Okay.
Elle is drowning in rats.
I'm gonna chill there.
Okay, so you chill there. As I'm assuming you're gonna click your button because you always press it. Magnus.
Torch.
All right. Magnus is gonna. Yeah, I think I'll be able to get all of them from here. So he's gonna risk one more attack of opportunity.
Okay, yeah.
He's taking one step back.
12. Man, I just can't make those rolls right now.
That's a miss, which is
it.
good. And then he's gonna roll for his dragon breath again.
Okay.
Which is 3d6 fire damage right now.
Okay, I'll make the dex saves. It's a 14. 2 of them save. The middle one doesn't. So I'll say that's the one on the left.
Okay.
14 fire. So this one takes 7. This one takes 14. Yeah. Okay, and this one takes 7.
And you know damn well I'm gonna take the rest of my movement to group back up with my teammates. And as I run, I just be like, burn him, kill him, please. I just like run back to everyone in a fucking panic.
But it's like, Fasha!
That's right. I have a dragon face right now.
But yeah, as you did the breath, you kind of like started on one side and just breathed across. So the back one just got most of the hit, charring all of them, as a very few amount of the other group are still alive. They start for the moment nibbling on their dead. Actually, I need to make. Yes, they die.
I really wish we had a bard in our party.
Me too. That'd be great.
Okay.
They're awesome right about now.
These ones come flying forward. Magnus, you're the closest ones. They're gonna bite at you, and then they're gonna move down. You're in my way. There we go. I'll just move them to the spot they're gonna end up in. Oop. Bite attack. 11. Damn it. This one comes running forward, and it kind of runs at the same time. So this one goes for L, and passes through L, making a bite attack. 15 L. You have 14. It hits. Okay.
Uh-oh.
L, you take 1 piercing damage. As there's only a minimal amount of rats left. As Luke, as this one comes forward on you, and actually it ends a turn, so ignore that. That's where it ends. And it bites you. 6. These ones go to here and end their turn. This one goes to here. This one goes to here. This one goes to here.
Why am I the one being surrounded?
These ones come up, and they dash forward. I feel like this would be heavy terrain because they can make it into that.
I wish I knew Fireball. I'd just shoot one at myself right now. Actually, at Luke.
And that is where
The true allegiance is shown.
they swarm around you, Luke, with nowhere to go. It is your turn.
Oh! 5, 10.
All right, attack of opportunity.
20.
18.
5.
And the one that has you, you take 5 piercing damage.
Go. I say, good luck there as I'm running by, tapping him on the shoulder, turning around, and then blasting this one here.
Okay. 15 hits. Yeah, you obliterate those. Well, you obliterate those rats. Okay.
And then my turn.
L. You are up. There are no rats on you at the moment.
Are there any on Magnus?
Free and clear,
Well,
baby.
Until next turn.
In front of or below me, I guess.
Okay. 17. Yeah, you slice through. Dealing not as much as you hope. And there is a creature within your range, within 5 feet of you. So you
I
deal
always
4 damage. Hey, Rosie, when'd you get trapped in here? Okay, yeah. So there's a few left. You're only able to kill off a couple. They're spreading out and making it harder for you to hit.
I'm gonna. Well, I don't want to leave Magnus particularly. He can run next turn. I'm just gonna go
This whole
away.
battle's gonna
She
be
swings.
this exact
Bye.
thing. That's gonna be this whole battle.
Later!
A little bit.
Okay. Magnus.
All right. Well, first of all, he's gonna do the 3d6 fire damage, right?
Yep. I'm assuming in this direction.
Yeah.
All right. So you hit.
Whatever gets the widest breadth of rats in it.
You can get 5 rats that way. You can get 5 rats basically any way you go, for the most part.
All right. Ooh,
No.
not so hot this
Amazing
time.
roll. All right, let's make some dex rolls. We gotta make 5 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
That's got to kill one of them,
All
hopefully.
right, so 6 damage. So we're gonna go with. Do you want to go directly below you or to the left of you or to the diagonal left of you to start?
More to the left.
Okay. So 6 minus 6. I need to make a save. Okay, the ones that you look like were going to burn and char, they start to stand back up and are not completely gone.
Little fuckers.
So, and this one takes 6, and this one takes 3. Cool.
No other ones died.
No, the ones that you thought should have died for some reason did not.
Just curious if you let me retcon this for the last kill I got. I should technically get 4 HP for the dragon breath kill on the one over to the far west.
Yeah, that's fine.
Sweet, cool. That puts me back full. And I'm gonna retreat.
Okay.
It actually doesn't put me back full, but it puts me close to full. 26 out of 28. And you know what? I guess that was an action. What is it? Take a bonus action or an action to use a?
It's an action to use it, I believe. It's a bonus
my
action
robo-
to. Sorry, repeat yourself. I was
My
interrupting.
robe of many things to pull a patch from it.
It's an action. You're using an object.
Okay.
Oh,
And,
hey there, welcome back. As he walks in my range.
I'm assuming.
I'm gonna kneel down in front of
Okay.
old
so-
Luke there. You
Okay.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he can shoot over my little gnome hat. In fact, you could prop your gun on my hat and shoot with it.
Awesome. I plan to do so.
Okay.
Let's hope you like tinnitus.
All right. So only 2 of these get to attack you, L. The 2 that just kind of cut across you, and one ends up in your space. First bite, 15 hits you for 4 piercing, and the second one misses, and the other rat is kind of just in this area. These ones, except for the dead one. charging forward. So this is 20 feet for all of them. So you guys are on a wall, they can't really leap. Well, they can do it that way. So this one leaps forward 20, 25. This one ends up on you, Luke. This one, Magnus jumps and then... Oh, damn, it's the wrong way. Jumps that way, and this one comes across and ends on your turn. And then these two go boop. Boop.
They're attacking me?
You two on each of you. So first ones are going to be Luke, Luke, and Luke. Crit! The second one that hits you has... Okay. It doesn't make that much of a difference. Luke, you take 9 piercing. There's only a few rats that get in it. They like get into your pant leg and start crawling up it. You end up like ripping it open and pulling the thing out before it gets to your important bits. And then Magnus, 19 and an 8. So the first one that gets you, yeah. So 19 hits, and you take 4 piercing. As the same kind of thing. They like one leaps, like starts going up your pant leg, and you reach down to stop it. As the other one like jumps up and leaps into your shirt. You're like trying to pull it out, and you rip it out, and like take some skin with it.
Ugh.
Yes. And then I think I've already attacked L, so yes, yes. All right, that's it.
Excuse me.
Luke, you're up.
Use my hat. Now we're surrounded.
sorry,
Kind
Matt.
of creepy.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good. I'm going to use his hat and blast something that's
There's
next to
one.
me.
Okay, there are rats on top of you right now.
Do you have 0 reach? So technically,
It is. They are within your box, which means they have it, which means you have disadvantage on the attack if you use a ranged weapon.
Ugh. Are there any on me?
Yes.
Ugh. Fuck. I guess I just. I'm gonna take the risk. And say something along the lines of, we kind of need a new spot to hide, and then run away.
Okay.
Here?
Wow, that was some weird like movement on that thing.
That was very weird. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
Okay, so one attack
And then
of
I shoot
opportunity.
the rats that are currently on Magnus.
A 16 hits you, Luke, and you take 1 piercing damage. And you also
Awesome.
you also took the 9 from the previous crit, correct?
Yeah, I took that.
Okay, make sure. So you take 1 piercing damage as it nibbles at you. It's ruining your fine clothing.
These bitches. Anyway, I will then shoot the rats that are on Magnus, so that he can get away.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
A 10 does hit. Let's take a look at these rats. Okay. So, and then 6. All right, so he blows away a bunch of rats. Like he shoots at your feet, and there's just dust and shrapnel that just hits you in the the face, and it bounces off your shield for the most part, Magnus. But not all the rats died.
I think it's more of a shrapnel, but
Well, it's from the impact when it hits the ground because you're shooting down at rats. So when the lightning blasts, it just sends this stuff flying everywhere.
sure.
And they're not all dead, Magnus, but there's a lot less of them.
All right.
Are you done with your turn, Luke?
I reload and yes.
Can I disengage and then attack?
You can.
Okay, so disengage.
Okay.
I move here.
Okay. I just like the little thing moves.
Yeah, I don't know why.
It's just bugged. It's fine. Okay, so you move there. You do get your sneak attack on this attack because you aren't within 5 feet of any
That
other
was the
creature.
point.
22. Sorry, I was reading something. So you deal 17 damage, which means you deal 8 to these rats. Okay. And do you want to move anywhere else, or is that your turn?
Might as well run away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah, suppose so. Okay. And that is your turn, I presume.
All right. I think I'm just gonna take a step this way.
Okay, so one attack.
That was weird.
It's bugged out. They hit you. You take 4 piercing damage.
Alright.
You'd have taken less if there were more alive.
4 piercing.
If you
And
left
then
space
I'm-
for all the vicious rats.
Gonna use my breath weapon.
Okay.
And I was doing fire.
You'll hit all of them except for the one right to your right, basically.
Sweet.
Ooh, buddy. Those are numbers I like.
That's some good numbers right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so 3 saves. So the top one does not. Yeah, and the rats just burn to a char,
Cool.
and lay there on the ground.
So I get 4 HP back from
The
my
first one fails.
my
too.
Grim Harvest for that.
Okay, and that one also, yeah, the other one just burns up, and these
Another
are all
one?
the ones that succeed. Yeah, you kill 2 of them or 2 sets of them. Oh,
So it's a
maybe
level 2
maybe another
spell.
Oh wait, I
times-
did that. Wrong button.
Times 2, right? First level hard, you regain hit points equal to twice the spell's level. Yeah, so it's a level 2 spell, so I get 8 hit points back.
Very nice. And the last one here takes 6. So the 3 along the wall of the house of this, the ruined little building, as you breathe the fire, the flames like roll over back on top of them. And it just chars the rest of the remaining rats there. And then
Got
there's
that
just,
fucking Alec Baldwin backdraft. Whoop, whoop.
but as the flames disperse, there are just those few rats still right in the middle that are still up and moving, just barely. They're charred as they like move their leg, like the skin just cracks and shifts and just like falls off. But they
Little
are
sons of bitches.
those ones are holding on.
So Magnus, of course, is gonna run. I'm just gonna try and stay behind
Okay.
L.
Okay. And then it is now the rat's turn. Boom, 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 boom. All right, so these ones come charging forward. 25, 30. They can make it on two. Each one makes it onto you, L, and Magnus. First one's L. Second one's Magnus. Both miss as they try to
Man.
bite at you.
I like this rat encounter. Everybody sucks.
These ones, Luke.
Everybody sucks.
So-
Yeah, until they crit me right now.
I'm going to adjust one of these rats. The one that's on you. And then so all 3 of these should be able to hit you. They should all be able to pass through you. Well, actually, this one will end on you to be more correct. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I got a bite. Off the second one, which would be you. Okay, there's literally one rat. As you're paying attention to all the rest of them, it jumps into that little hole you ripped to pull the other one out. And it starts gnawing at you for 5 piercing. It starts like tearing
One
your
rat hits you
knee.
for 5?
Yeah, it starts tearing at your knee. You can see a tendon. It got a good bite on you.
It didn't crit me though?
No, it did not. It's just 5.
You dirty rat! You killed my brother.
Brothers,
Not very happy about this decision.
Luke, you're up.
Well, of course, I'm going to. Is there only one rat on me in my space right now?
There's only one single rat, and it's
Oh, that's-
angry and pissed
I'm gonna-
off.
I'm gonna stab it in the head.
Half of its
I don't give a shit, I'm gonna
its
stab it
skull
in the
is like,
fucking-
or half of its flesh on its face is like melted off.
Take my dagger and just smoosh it into the
Okay.
ground. And then push the dagger in with my foot.
And you stab it, and you just squish it, and you hear the crack and crunch of bones.
It's not
as you
getting back up.
break its spine. I gotta move this here so I can X him out. Boop.
Alright, so I'm here. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, right next to L.
Hey, click the round marker, like the little orange symbol, and delete it.
Yeah, I was thinking about that.
It'll pop back up on the next turn automatically. It might fix it.
Okay.
And yeah, it's my turn.
Now
Okay.
you can reset the rounds around 5 or whatever the fuck it was. I don't remember.
I can look it up. It's pretty easy. I think. Okay, Elle, you're up.
There's some on me.
Actually, Elle, before your round starts, Magnus, Elle, all of you, the ones that died early on, you watch as the broken bones and the charred remains start to like rise up and shift and twitch, and you watch as like their flesh for the most part like falls off the charred ones. And they kind of look around and they start walking away to the west.
Wait,
Skeletons now?
they like resurrected?
Kind of in a sense, yeah. These ones just get up and they just start moving. Luke, you can get an attack of opportunity on one of them if you wish. Right,
Can
that's
I
right
do an
next to you.
Arcana check on that?
Which
As a
to make an
necromancer?
attack of opportunity.
Yes, you can, Magnus.
Sorry to interrupt.
That's
Which one's should I get an attack of opportunity on?
these ones.
Keeping it?
Boo.
You sense there's something probably going on with them, Magnus, but you have never seen anything like this, so you're not quite sure what it is.
They're rising from the dead. It's crazy.
And it's really only been about 30 seconds since you killed them.
I've
I
never
would
seen
like-
zombification work so quickly.
I'd like to destroy it now, Aaron.
Go
if I
make your
may.
attack. I've been waiting for the roll. 13, so you blast, and you just you shoot like this horde of rats. It's not just one rat, it's all of them that get back up and start moving back through. And you just watch as you incinerate, and they just get destroyed. They turn to dust. Wait,
Yes.
actually, to be more correct, they do not. They hit, they start to turn, and then you watch as like the bone like kind of attack, like the dust that got ripped off them kind of reattach, and they continue
Eat
to
their-
move.
That's not what you're supposed to be doing.
Close though. If only would have done a little more thunder damage.
Hey there, that's not how rats act.
This ain't right, man.
Hey dear, that's not fun.
Elle, please have your turn.
There are rats on.
On me.
And on you,
Banana?
Elle. And you.
Oh,
Or someone you also, Elle.
I guess I attack the ones on Magnus, cause I'm a nice person.
Mm-hmm.
Elle, save me!
I'm probably just screaming like a child.
We have a bunch of dragons.
So you deal
but
5
right?
damage, Elle. As you wipe out about 5 or so rats. Do you do anything else for your turn, or is that it? Alright, Magnus, what do you do?
All right. Well, one thing I was gonna say is I think I took damage once or maybe twice now actually, and I didn't make any concentration checks.
Oh, for it?
Um,
Yeah, go ahead and make. You're right, you've at least taken it twice. Go ahead and roll it.
You-
DC 10 is all it
times.
is. Yeah. 1.
Yes.
Yeah, no problem. You're good.
All right. I'm gonna keep risking this disengage action because I'm just vampire sucking the life out of these things with my dragon breath anyway.
Cool. They crit you.
Motherfucker, shield. I'm gonna proc my shield. Hold
Does
on.
shield cover that? You only have a 19. I rolled a 22, sir.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, but then I
So,
don't want to waste my.
That's fine. You
my
didn't
shield.
waste it.
Okay.
Okay.
roll the
Menace, there's a lot of these rats still, so you take 14 piercing damage. They just swarm and bite your legs,
Oh.
tearing at your robe.
I was at full HP and that bloodied me immediately.
Yes.
That's all, like half your HP, man.
That was literally half my HP. Bloodied. Let's see. It might be time to pull out the big guns.
Okay.
You'll
Let's see.
blast them away with your dragon's breath.
Ranged spell attack. It is. Yeah, Magnus takes another step back into the middle of the street here and starts like casting and doing hand motions and then shoots, boom, chromatic orb, thunder damage.
Ooh. Okay.
That's my last level 1 spell slot though. Yes.
17 you hit with no problem.
I'm only doing thunder damage because Luke told me to, by the way.
It looks cool as
Yes.
shit though. 9 thunder damage to the one that just bit you, I assume.
I guess, yeah. Is there one that I can see is like more full than the other?
You can definitely tell there's less rats in the space just past L.
Okay, yeah. I was gonna go for the one south of her anyway, so yeah, I'll just continue with that.
Oh, yeah, the one south of you has more rats than the one to the right.
Yeah, I want to shoot the bigger one for sure.
Okay, gotcha.
I want to shoot the more healthy looking one and leave the weaker one to hell.
Gotcha. Yeah, you wipe out and you just watch them. The same thing. The orb hits and they just get sent flying in the air different ways, lightning just streaking out at them, arcing.
I imagine it goes kind of slow, like a little bubble, and then when it gets there, it's just like boom with like thunder, you know.
They turn their attention to L, and then they just get hit from the side from this slow-moving orb.
Cool. And that'll be Magnus's turn.
Okay. As your turn ends, you watch as the other 4 dead swarms start to like twitch and crack, and you hear their bones mending back together.
Yo, I almost took a level 2 spell, the necromancy spell that prevents zombification on corpses, and I was like, nah, I'll never use that, and then it happened today.
Oh, Aaron,
And you watch though.
can I
As,
make a comment?
go ahead.
I just like to point out I did deliberately plant one with the dagger into the ground so it couldn't get out.
Okay, that one. Sure. I'll make a
I
strength
want to
check.
make sure
for
that one stays there.
Pinned.
Roll. What was your attack on that one? I think it was pretty like 17 or something like that, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Oh, no, it's 23. Okay, it cannot get out, no matter what it does. It doesn't. I was gonna have it roll based off your attack roll, but 23 is higher than anything could roll for athletics or or acrobatics. So that one, yeah.
Good, we can study it later.
So, yeah, you watch as those ones get up, and you watch even the rats that are on UL as they start to scurry away to the west. Man, they literally run over you and dash, like just continue just off the screen. They all begin to flee.
Ugh. Magnus does a
Hello?
little dance as they all rush past him.
Yeah, they all start.
They all
are just fleeing to the west as quickly as they can.
Yeah, get out of here, you hosers.
Okay. Oh, there it is.
Yeah,
So I'm just gonna move them to the edge of the map, and then, well, most of them. And there's of course the one that is pinned right here, which I'll put back right there. There's one rat in that whole section that is just like trying to scurry, and it's like you can see its paws on the ground as it's trying. It like gnaws at the dagger.
well, it's through its head, so it's kind of.
And I was like,
Oh,
Trying to,
eight
like,
there.
lick your elbow.
Hey, Magnus there. Here's something for you to look at there.
So do you guys chase after them, or do you just let them go and then go and?
I think I would try and chase and use my last dragon breath for sure.
Okay.
If I could.
Yeah, you can probably. I mean, they're roughly right there on the map, because most of them passed over you.
This is 25 feet. I could probably get 2 more.
Yeah, you could probably get 2 more past that point. Yeah.
Oh, you know what though? What was that? I took how much damage before? 14.
Yeah, make a Constitution saving throw. It's still a DC 10.
Isn't it a check?
Concentration saving throw. It's concentration is actually what it is.
But it's a check, not a saving throw, right?
But it actually uses your saving throw for it.
It does.
Yeah, it called concentration check, but it uses a saving throw.
That's silly. It doesn't matter anyway because they're both the same.
And you fail
Yeah,
as you start to
in that case,
move.
I don't-
Hey, before you even get it, you take like a step, and it's like it fades.
Damn it.
And I think you just hear ah as you're like getting ready to breathe on them, but scream at the same time in horror. Yeah, as it fades, and you just let them run off then.
Mm-hmm.
All right, they run off as you guys kind of like sit there kind of bewildered with this one rat. Like, it's got its tongue. You see its tongue's now split as it's trying to like lift a dagger up with its tongue up here, Magnus.
I want to put it in my bag of holding so that I can study it later.
I'm going to keep the rats on the screen just so I can keep track of how many
Is
you
that,
guys fought.
is that doable? Can we make that happen, Aaron?
Gnaw through it.
Yeah, I can't. It's in stasis.
I've never met a zombie I didn't want to study until now.
So yeah, Aaron, can I do that?
Like
Hold on. let's-
gives a look of disgust and turns away as you pocket.
As you pocket it, yeah. So you grab it, you like pull the dagger out, and it starts like trying to bite you, like as you like just open the bag of holding, just like throw it in there.
can't get out. It's stuck in there until I let it out.
Okay.
Yeah, Magnus, you're gonna have to stick it up there and figure out what's going on. We'll save that for study later.
I mean, didn't we do our job? It looks like they left. Let's go back.
Well, I don't think we actually did the job there. I don't think that's what the Shadowguard actually wants us to do. Half-ass things there. I'd expect better from you.
They just asked us to get rid of the rats, right?
Yeah, that means to eliminate, to remove, to banish, all those things.
Elle and Luke, Magnus even remembers this, but they have mentioned that these creatures have come from the west multiple times when you were talking with the guards. So Magnus is like, we should go. We did our job. We're good, guys. No more rats. And you guys are like, we know that there's going to be more rats, basically. You know there's going to be more rats. Like, this is where they go. From being chased.
Magnus is kind of like, I must admit, I'm somewhat interested in this necromantic plague that these rats are experiencing, but
Yeah, so we got something there for study. We can kind of put it in a cage, later there, and then, study it. Like, a reasonable... whatever things that study things.
You lead the way. I don't know. They mentioned the west, but I'm not leading.
I think it might be a good opportunity to take a quick, breather, kind of gather our thoughts there, and then head out.
Well, please, let's leave this place before we rest.
Okay, we can kind of just west of town, probably a good place to, camp.
They mentioned the rats are there.
Oh, well, you wanted to go home, so, the sooner we get rid of them, the sooner we can go home there.
Well, we're gonna rest before we go fight more rats, no? I just
Yeah.
just not in the walls of this place.
And then Magus looks around,
You're
wipes his shoulders off.
10 minutes out, or if you went back, it'd take you about 10 minutes to get back to the entrance of where you guys came from. That's what you wanted to do. You would probably pass Silly and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back to the NPCs and go back to the cart, and I got my horse Marion now. See how Jericho's doing, and then I'm probably just gonna sit on the cart and study spells for a minute, take a short rest.
Cool. You guys good? Everybody else good with that?
Yeah, totally fine.
Yeah. So you guys, you take a walk back. As you're getting back to I'm assuming you left Jericho over there by them. Silly's sitting at the cart and goes, "Oh, I see you've returned. I kept watch for this for you. And make sure no one's took anything. No.
Thanks for watching the cart.
It's not the problem.
Oh, hey, you're not so bad
The rat
there.
problem's already taken care of, huh?
No, we just kind of started the process. It's kind of long.
They're tough ones, aren't they? So many of them. It's gotten worse lately.
Yeah, we're gonna be taking care of that there. Do you happen to have any kind of flammable liquid there? Some kerosene, or lots of high-proof alcohol, anything like that.
We have alcohol and we have kerosene, but we need them both.
Oh,
There's not much here, as you can see. And she kind of looks around, and you literally just see rubble freaking everywhere. Supplies are limited. Unless you can pay for them.
I did, what's a couple bottles of, liquor there? Anything?
10 gold.
10 gold for what? Exactly
Couple
there.
bottles of liquor and some kerosene.
What kind of liquor there? We talking dragon's,
brandy.
Dragon's beer, or?
Magnus perks up.
Yeah, we have a few bottles of brandy we could pass to you.
I don't think
10 gold pieces.
10 gold for all of them, sure, but not just a couple each.
Oh, if you want to pay for all of them for 10 gold each one, that's perfectly fine with me too.
Buy all of them for 10 gold, you said?
Yeah, 10 gold is perfectly fine.
If 10 gold is perfectly fine, how about 9? 9 sounds a lot better.
How about you go find your own?
Oh, you want us to get rid of the rats or no?
If you don't, eventually we will.
Magnus is like, I'm not gonna sit here and listen to you haggle over 10 gold pieces, and he takes 10 gold out of his purse and puts it in her hand and says, we'll take the brandy.
I think kindly. Give me a minute. She goes kind of wandering off. She kind of keep an eye out, see if you guys are watching where she's going. She looks like, keep an eye on them. She steps away. She comes back in about 2-3 minutes or so with 3 bottles of brandy. They're bottom shelf. Nothing to be excited over, Magnus.
Oh,
And you
good.
would know.
Good.
And a
We're
small
gonna be making the
little like
volleys anyway.
a small like oil canister filled with like kerosene.
Okay. I begin the process of crafting them into Molotov cocktails.
Give me. Do you have alchemist
It's a
tools?
I do. It should be like.
It's
a
super easy.
10 at most.
It's super
Even
easy.
at that. All right.
With that, go ahead and roll me with advantage. That's fine.
Tinker's tool.
I've done Tinkerer's tools or alchemist tools.
I'm building a better Molly.
I'm good with Tinkerer's or alchemist. It's cool either way.
I'll go Tinker's.
That joke made Elle sad. You should have seen Jazzy's face when you said that.
Yes.
Okay.
Take that 26, baby.
So you make 3
The
Molotov
shit out of
cocktails.
You gotta give them a fantasy name though. It's gotta be something else. Cocktails.
Yeah, what are you calling them?
Cardinal cocktails.
No.
That's a drink you
call
actually
it-
drink.
It's called a Great Pudding Fire.
There's a little bit of elvish pudding, which keeps the rag in the top of the bottle.
Oh, it gives it its jelly-like consistency. That's why they're
perfect.
built so great this time. I call it jelly pudding explosion there.
A pudding top cocktail.
Yes.
I think my mom could have thought of a better name.
Well,
But if that's what
nobody
you like,
cares
that's what you
about
like.
your mom there. You can take that attitude and, kind of, hope for the best there. We're going to go. So, like,
Insult I've ever heard in my life.
She just looks and goes, she kind of like looks confused at you a little bit, like, okay. I'm assuming you guys do, like, we're gonna go. Do you like wander off? Because I know Magnet, it's only been like 4 minutes, and you guys are like supposed to be taking a short rest here. So do you like wander off and like find a building to kind of hang out yourself, Luke, for a little bit? Like,
yeah, I got crafted here the best things ever,
I mean, it probably took you realistically like 4 minutes to craft these. It's not hard. It's a rag, it's a little bit of pudding.
Well, for the rest of it, I'm just drinking coffee that somehow I magically have.
You
made.
brought coffee with you, yes.
My little French press.
So Magnus, you're sitting there reading your book for like a half hour or so. Elle, what are you doing?
Studying.
You were getting a full short rest. I don't know if you gave a spell back on a short rest, but go ahead, Elle. What are you doing?
The arcane recovery. I just dropped it in chat. It's short rest.
I guess. Probably, if Magnus is looking into the necromancy part of the rats, right?
Magnus right now is literally just kind of reading through his spell book. You've seen him do this
Yeah.
plenty of times before. He usually does this if he needs to kind of like recuperate some of his arcane power. That looks like what he's doing.
I probably would have told Elle like I'm not gonna be able to study this until I get back to the guild headquarters.
I guess I'm just chilling.
Okay, you're just chilling. That's perfectly fine. So if you guys want, you can expend any of your hit dice while you take this short rest to regain any HP you have lost. If you get anything back during a short rest, you have gotten those all back. About a half hour goes by.
No, I'm gonna use 2 hit dice.
That's fine. Use as many as you feel you need. I mean, up to the maximum you have. Okay. So then, go ahead, Magnus.
I was gonna say I would, I guess, come up to Luke after I finished studying some spells, find him. He went back into town.
He like went like a building over. Like, I'm gonna go now, and he just like walked and like curved around an alleyway in a building. And he kind of crawled up through one of the holes, and he just kind of was in there for a little bit.
So Magnus is gonna poke his head into this building, kind of wandering around these closest buildings, going, Luke, where'd you go? And then he pokes his head into a building and says, Oh, Luke, there you are. What are you doing?
Oh, hey there. I'm just kind of enjoying the good old, halfling tradition of coffee, and pudding.
Coffee. Did you use all the brandy? I would love a thimble of brandy right now.
I happen to have this extra bottle here that it's a little better than that shit, you kind of bargained for.
Do you mind sharing? And like Magnus like gets in his pack and pulls out his mess kit and like gets out.
Oh
his...
no, this is actually kind of a gift I was gonna buy for you. It's kind of a thanks for the whole best man thing.
Oh, well, that makes me feel bad about what happened the other day.
Oh, think nothing of it. Sometimes people get upset and say stupid things.
But I'd still like, an apology from you, maybe, too.
Well, don't you know I tried to apologize and you kind of, ran away.
You tried to steal my horse.
No, your horse, I think you were riding the whole time there.
Excuse me, my donkey.
I think he's more of a mule, but it's left open for debate.
Regardless,
Also, it was for the better good there.
I suppose. I mean, I forgive
You know-
you. If that's an apology, I suppose I forgive you.
Okay, there, that sounds great. Hey, you want some coffee or you want some pudding there or anything like that?
Ooh,
You
just
know-
just the brandy, and then I take the bottle and crack the cork, pour myself a little cup, give it a smell,
Oh, hey
It
there, why you even
smells
bother
quite
using
good.
the cork?
and then I pass it back to Luke as well and say, "Have a drink." And then, if you don't mind, let me see that abomination in your bag. I
think-
would like to take a look at it quickly.
Do you think that's kind of the best kind of place? We don't have like a cage for anything for it there.
Well, it'll only take me a minute. You can hold it while I look at it, in fact, if you don't mind.
Do I have to grapple check this thing, Aaron?
So you reach. I think Ella, this is actually maybe the time when you kind of come around the corner also. As we watch.
Oh, wait a second.
Luke, you know how a bag of
Quick
holding
question.
works. What?
Can I...
Well, you're having a little bit. Hold on. You're having a slight.
You're roboting, yeah.
Yeah.
It's closed.
Oh, lag in 1 sec. He's letting us know. You may need to swap to your phone.
No, I'm here. I'm here. What I wanted to ask is, can I reach into the bag and tie it? So it
As
can't
soon as,
go
you, as
anywhere?
soon as you started talking again, it did the same
It went
thing
out again. I know you're in that act. Do you want to swap to your phone really fast? I can hear the thud. I'm assuming that was from him. Do you want to swap over really quick, Mungo?
No, because I don't have any data left on my phone.
Okay. Well, let's just see how it goes. You want to reach in. I mean, you kind of know the baggers. You think of what you want to grab. You reach in. You just kind of pull it out.
Okay, but it still exists in stasis, so I want to go and tie it in the bag. When
I
it's in
mean,
stasis.
as far you can't tie something in the bag. You reach and you grab and you pull out what you want to grab. That's kind of how a bag of holding works. It isn't like you can't tie something up inside of it. That's not possible.
Is there a
but
cage
you
or
can-
anything?
You could reach in, you can grab it and pull it out. You'd have it. You're not gonna have it like you'll have it like gripped where the head's like here, so it can't like just instantly turn and bite you.
Sorry, is this set to the fifth?
He's checking his Wi-Fi. But
this might be a.
time for a quick break. But I don't
I was
really know
saying
if I
a
want
quick
to.
break. Yeah, we
Why
can pick
don't-
up at this roleplay when we come back in a second.
Why don't we? I mean, I can kind of go with what's gonna happen. I don't necessarily while Muggle works on it. I can kind of tell you what happens. We can kind of continue with you, Magnus, and L while he figures out what's
Okay.
going on.
Well, when Magnus sees Elle coming around the corner, he's like, "Oh, perfect, Elle, join me here. Help Luke hold this while I, take a look at the rat here." And then I use my field autopsy skill.
Okay.
Mainly, I just want to see. I know it says cause of death, but also just advantage on medicine checks. Anything unusual about the rat's anatomy that I can see, other than it being zombified, of course.
Sure. So, what you see, like Luke reaches into the bag and pulls out, and it's limp in his hand.
Do you want me to do a medicine or?
It's dead. As far as you can, on a quick glance, it's dead right now. So, I don't know if this one, and you get to know about bodies. So technically, you can do a quick examination.
I just wanna
go ahead
see
and give
if
me. Go ahead and give me a medicine check. It's slightly off of what your field autopsy, but it still works in the same way. I feel. All right. Looking at it, why don't you give me an Arcana check also?
I always roll so shitty on my fucking
Good
intelligence
roll?
checks, yeah, or on any like skill checks with intelligence, which sucks because I'm very intelligent. My character's supposed to be. There we go.
So,
Finally.
kind of with the med check, you're kind of looking over the body. And you're looking at like Luke. I'm assuming you're still holding it. Al, do you assist?
yeah.
Do you assist in him holding it?
Sure.
All right, so you're both you each have like a hand grasp around it. One's got like it's pinned its like two fingers behind its ear so it can't like turn and bite its head. Just in case. As you're looking at it, Magnus, and this thing just springs to life and starts like trying to like claw and scratch.
Oh Jesus! What the hell? Get that thing away from me! Magnus like backs
Okay,
away.
don't worry, Derek. Put her back into the bag if he's freaking out.
You get a quick glimpse, Magnus, of a small little tether that kind of reached up from underground, like a little black little sinew that reached up and just wrapped around the foot of this rat, and then that kind of disappeared inside of it. And that's when it like popped up alive.
Haven't we seen something similar to that elsewhere?
You have. You would maybe recognize something kind of like that when you first fought Wraxis.
That's what I thought.
Wraxis?
Magnus is just gonna note this in his notebook, but not mention it to the party yet.
Okay.
Who's Wraxis? Should I know
Well,
who Wraxis is?
you should know who he's the necromancer dude. That was at your party.
Wraxis the Ever-Living. He's the black
Oh.
cloak. He saved your life one time,
He did.
and then he showed up at your wedding causing trouble, and I tried to.
Trouble.
Fuck him
He
up.
was there for the desserts and the pudding.
Well, he came for the wrong reason.
So, but yeah, you have seen something similar to this before. But you guys are all healed up, and you see this. And then yeah, Luke rips it from your hand, Elle, and he shoves it back inside of the bag of holding.
I didn't expect that. Crazy.
Hey there.
Also,
What did you learn?
you did learn that the rat most likely died from suffocation when you first took a quick glance at it, based off how it looked.
Well,
That's right. It's in the bag of holding. It can't breathe.
So I'm gonna say,
it seems to be a normal rat, or it was at one point, from what I can tell.
Okay, so like, did you kill it?
I mean,
Or
you can always kill a zombie. The true
well,
death.
is how is his key coming back to life there? I understand one time coming back, but two, that's kind of crazy there.
That I'm not quite sure about. The zombification does work very quickly. I will need to study this more, possibly with a library for research at my disposal, and my workshop in my room. But maybe we should gather more evidence, or just see what we can dispose of before we head back to Whiteborough.
I think that's kind of a good idea. Let's first deal with all these rats, because we kind of have to do that stuff there anyway.
Magnus sighs deeply and is like,
If we must, yes. Let us deal with the rats.
I think that magical attacks and whatnot would probably be your best course of action for actually hurting these creatures there. Elle, I don't know if you actually have anything that can hit them effectively. Do you? There.
Not that I know of. Only my sword and longbow and dagger.
I can always bestow you with the dragon's breath if I need to, instead of myself.
Elle, how do you feel about him offering to change the shape of your face?
I mean,
and
there are
allow
some
you to
side
breathe fire?
effects, but they're only temporary.
You
You've
turn
seen
into
them.
literally a dragon's head.
If it can help me kill them, then why not? I don't have anything more effective.
didn't I do it to you once before?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I believe we've been down this road. I'll happily cast the spell on you and use my other spells to protect from the rats.
Oh, wonderful there. Does anybody, kind of feeling in need of a drink or anything there? As I'm tapping Magnus with my little flask of healing.
If you needed a little bit of extra health
You have
or oomph.
What is this?
Have I ever seen this before? I don't think
I-
I have.
Don't think you were there when he got it.
No.
So you were not there when
Oh,
Luke received it.
Take a drink of that there, and
Magnus
make
takes
it
the
feel a lot
flask,
better there.
looks at it and says,
What is this beautiful magical item? What's inside?
Does he know?
You're cutting out
I'm
a little bit, but
asking-
I actually got it.
I'm asking you.
He's just asking you, so it'd be
I
kind
don't
of
know.
your choice whether or not.
Oh no, not again! Why?
We're having internet problems. Everybody
We
at home who's
apologize,
watching.
guys. I think that he would probably tell you. Luke would be like, well, "Why don't you just give it a try, and you can see."
Magnus. Oh, that's a good Luke, except without the accent, but the attitude is perfect.
Yes, I have the attitude, no problem.
Anyway, I'm gonna give him like a side eye and then sip from the flask.
Okay.
And like choke down whatever is inside.
It's a little. I mean, you kind of do that like as a reaction, expecting to be kind of rough. It's actually decently tasty. It's nothing
After
like.
after I choke and I try to say, pretty good, and then I hand him the flask.
And you heal for one.
I can just roll it. I have the item.
You heal for 1d4 health. Technically, you heal for 1 on the roll.
I was at 26 out of 28 hit points.
Now
so
you're 27.
That helps.
Okay.
Thank you, Luke.
Oh, any time there.
All right, so you guys are then ready to head off, or?
Are you all ready to leave? I'm ready to head out whenever. Like I said, I'm done with my research. We should get a move on with this rat business.
Can I actually roll a hit die?
On the short
Yeah.
rest, yeah. If you needed health back, you could roll it. This is technically right at the end of the short rest, so
Okay.
you can roll up to as many as you have until you all get full and whatnot.
I have 35 of 40, so.
Okay.
That's
You're-
good.
they're 9.
Oh, ain't there? I just had this genius idea. Hey, El, take one of these here. How many Molotovs did I make? 3?
3.
I give her 2.
Okay. It will
I
be
keep one
a
myself.
range attack with your dexterity for the roll. You're not proficient in them since it's a improvised weapon. And it'll do 2d6 fire damage when it hits like
I'm
a
proficient.
5-foot radius AoE.
I'm
So
proficient in these tools. They're-
so it's like a 15-foot square.
Magnus says, Molotov, don't you mean pudding bomb?
Well, it's actually called the Pudding Explosion Extraordinaire Esquire Cardinal Edition, volume 1, 2, and 3.
Oh,
Limited quantity, it's very special.
Limited
kind
edition.
of
Yes.
limited edition there. These could actually probably sell for a fair penny to the right buyer,
sounds fancy.
Well, that's how the Cardinals do all the pudding in the world.
Yes,
there.
yes, I'm aware of your opulence. Well, let us travel onward.
Okay, there, Don't have to be so weird and mean about it.
Hi, Luke.
Okay. So you guys, we're just gonna kind of like, you guys go walking. It takes you probably another good solid 15 minutes to walk.
I'm not walking. I'm riding a full-size horse, even though
Riding
I'm
your
a
horse.
3-foot
Are you
tall
like
man.
trotting, or are you actually like kind of just going?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, just a little trot, just so I don't have to walk.
It's for Marion is her name, right? I think Marion.
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 Yes.
So, and he's right next to both of you. Yeah, you walk for maybe like another 10, 15 minutes or so. It's probably like 10 more city blocks in a sense.
Okay, before we
I'm
start
off
this,
that.
let's take a quick break now because I have to use the restroom.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah, it's perfectly fine. I actually, well, give me half a second. I'll tell you. You guys make it to the end of like the beggar's hole in a sense, and you then see kind of a tall grass field, and you spy little itty bitty rat footprints leading into that, and that's what you kind of see. We will take a break. We'll be back in 5 minutes. Charlie,
Yeah. Everybody stick around. We're going to play a few commercials for other great shows that happen right here on the Chop Shop Network. We don't just do D&D. We do a lot of other stuff. So watch the commercials, and we'll be right back with some more Dungeons & Dragons.
Yes, we will. And we are back. It's a little bit quicker than 5 minutes, but everybody's back, so we're just gonna get started and get going. We got about an hour and 10 minutes, maybe slightly longer if everybody's okay with it, in case we have to run a little bit late. To see how.
Sorry.
That's no big deal. I just figured my plans, what I had, might take a little bit longer, potentially. So, you guys are at the edge of Beggar's Hole, facing a tall grass field. You see little itty bitty tracks of rats that just disappear into this tall grass. What do you do?
From upon my horse, I say to those lower than me,
Yes.
You down there, Luke, what are those little things on the ground? Are those rat prints?
Oi, I don't know. I think they might be. Why don't you come down here and take a look?
Yeah, I'm okay.
I think the best course of action there is just to burn the field.
That's actually not a terrible idea. Is this a grain of some sort? I'm ignorant to agricultural ways.
I took a look.
You take a quick look. I mean, I think you tell. I mean, it's just tall grass. It's not.
A meadow. It's a meadow.
It's
more
a
than
meadow. Yes. Yeah. So it's very lively. It's very lush. It's not very dry. So burning it might take a very, very long time.
If only we didn't have Molly Hell cocktails, which would just set everything on fire.
And it only sets stuff on fire for so long. Everything's wet and healthy.
Why is it wet? When has it been wet and healthy?
Like, healthy stuff doesn't burn nearly as easy. Like, you ever tried lighting a fire?
How are these beggars poor if they've got such good agriculture around them?
They have good meadow grass. that rats use to hide themselves in.
Ugh.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to grow my crops in rat-infested fields.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, well, I guess,
What do you guys do?
do we have a scythe of some sort?
I mean, you have tracks. You could try to push through the grass and see if you can follow them potentially as like a little mini trail. It would be a survival roll.
I'm just gonna start doing things.
And I need a marching order if so. So Luke is going first. Luke's like, I got this. Follow me.
Hey there, this is the way to go.
He's like a machete
We left Jericho and the cart
with Silly, I'm assuming.
Okay. So you're gonna weed whack with a greatsword, is what you're saying now?
Yeah, can I do that?
So Elle's in front, but Luke's the one leading. So Luke, you're looking at the tracks down below, which I would give you advantage on, but it doesn't make a difference because of her thought process of cutting them down and whatnot. And you're kind of telling her go left, go right, go left. And you guys are kind of following this for a little bit, and you do see tracks here and there. And then you start to hear kind of a buzzing noise.
What does that sound?
And it's getting louder and louder.
I
you guys
guess
are still kind of walking a little bit forward.
I bet you this isn't even what we think it is. I bet you it's just kind of like some sort of massive super rat,
I'm gonna turn around. Magnus starts steering his horse off to the side to turn around.
No,
go back towards the edge of the field.
No, you gotta stay with us, Magnus.
So,
who's gonna be the lookout?
Magnus, let me give me a half a second here, guys. Let's see what potentially happens. I need to switch this over so it's just a GM roll. But I swear, guys, nothing's gonna happen.
No secret rolls.
GM roll. The stream gets to see it. Okay, no, you get to see it. Magnus, you turn around, and this small, tiny bug with a long needle nose buzzes up right in front of your face, and just starts to try to stab you like a mosquito.
I've studied cave ecologies. Do I recognize the scourge when I see it? Can I roll for it?
What would
History?
you roll for that? I guess history is fine.
Or nature is intelligence.
Nature or history. I was thinking nature or history because you might have read it in a book or you might have actually seen it before.
I'm the same on both, so I'll roll nature.
Yeah, a 15. I definitely think you recognize what it is as it ends up.
It's a scourge, right?
Yes, it is.
Ah.
So yeah, it buzzes up right in front of your face. Let me go and switch you over here to a different screen.
Magnus is gonna shout, Luke, L over here. We've got trouble. I mean, it's better than rats, but it's trouble.
They're like right next to you because that would be in the front. It would be Luke, and like you're turning around with your horse the other
I'm
way.
yelling down from my horse at them and over my shoulder.
Okay.
Why didn't I see anything?
It's top left. Let me switch for the chat to see. Here, let me just do this for you. Boop.
I haven't looked at my hunts refresh.
Yeah, you may need to. Yeah, this one comes up, and then you just start hearing that buzzing sound all around you as a bunch of them from all around rise into the sky.
Oh no.
Oh no, indeed. Good thing I'm not on a horse, higher than everyone else, being pretentious.
Okay, let's go ahead and roll initiative and see what happens.
Oh no. They're everywhere.
And they just surrounded you. They're pissed off. There's a bunch of cut down brush right where like they're like behind and in front in the spots where Ella's been cutting down the brush. So they're pissed off. They might have left you alone otherwise. So, initiative.
I would like to take this moment to apologize.
This is bad, yo. This is Nuka, babe.
Okay.
Yes.
There's all the rolls. Elle goes first. You see one. He goes, "We have Sturge," and you turn. You see one right in front of Magnus, is like getting ready to beeline towards him. But then at the same time, a bunch of them rise out from out of the grass around. In addition to like other weird bugs and stuff like that, don't seem to be really concerned. You more as just trying to flee. What do you do? Okay, so you run forward. You do not have advantage because you're not hidden. So you go to swing, and it just buzzes around your great sword and starts making a beeline right again for Magnus. What else are you doing though before you finish your turn? If you went prone in the tall grass, you probably could hide. That would be the one thing I say you could do for hiding in this situation. Otherwise, you can move around and all that stuff.
Yeah, how much did I move? 10? Where was I?
You were right.
Oh, 15. I
Yeah.
moved 15. Yeah, I mean, I guess I could hide.
Okay. So you duck down. The one that's right next to you obviously sees you, but you kind of like
Okay.
duck and hide from the rest of them. Go ahead and roll me a stealth. Okay. Okay. It turns out where you tried to duck is one of the spots where you kind of cut it down mainly with the machete, so it's not as tall as it should be. And you're not doing a very good job hiding. I'm assuming that's when you end your turn.
Yeah.
Okay. Now it's the Sturgis' turn. So the first one, Magnus, comes flying towards you, beelining for your face, as it goes to make a sting. 20. It hits.
Little bastard.
As you take 7 piercing damage, and it hold on. And it attaches to you, so it gets like right on your nose since it's so large, and it's just sitting on it and attached to you. These 4 here, I think I'm flying in towards you, Luke. These ones come flying down towards L. I check that far off one. These things have far fly, so yeah. They come swarming around you all. And this one's just kind of buzzing around right here. Alright, so it's going to be 4 attacks against Luke. 16. Which you have a 15. So the first one, yeah, it attaches to you. I'm going to mark them so I have which ones are marked attached. I'm just going to give it a red dot. You take 6 piercing. Next one's a 7, a 9, and a 17. So 2 of them attached to you, Luke. One's on your arm, one's on your neck. You take 4 piercing from that one.
How much damage do I take total?
11. L, there are 4 on you. 1, a 9, a 10, a 23, and a 21. So L, 2 of them attached to you, and you take 9 damage.
This seems bad.
3, 4. Magnus, only 1 more attaches. No, actually, one of them already attacked you. So, yeah, still only 1 more attaches to you for 7 piercing. It rolled a 20. I don't know if that would, if you can use your shield for that or not.
It wouldn't. Shield wouldn't fix it.
Okay, and your mage armor is still active during this time.
Yep, it's an all-day spell.
Okay.
So it was 6.
7. As 2 are attached to each of you. Luke,
So I took 7 additional, or
you took 7 additional damage. So you took 7 plus the initial first hit.
the first hit was also 7.
So you took 14 total then.
Okay.
And now it is your turn.
Where are you seeing? I'm just confused. Like, where in chat is that roll? I don't see that.
The fourth one up, because
Okay.
the final one didn't actually count. That was an extra one I shouldn't have rolled.
I'm bloodied badly. Not badly, just
Luke,
barely.
it's your turn.
All right. I'm going to
Let's zoom
take
in
my
on
mace.
the stream.
I'm going to smash the thing in front of me.
Okay.
Like straight up just smash with the mace.
Okay. So you go to swing, and it just darts out of the way. Is there anything else you wish to do? I'll take that as a no.
There's nothing I really can do.
Okay. No bonus action spells or nothing?
Not really, no.
Okay. Magnus, since as your turn begins, you do have a thought that the Molotovs might do a real good job at wiping a bunch of these out, based off your intelligence and dealing with these prior to this point.
I don't have the Molotovs though.
No, but you can inform your group.
I'm gonna shout out. Use your pudding bombs, Luke. Limited edition.
Yeah. Get right on that L.
I'm still mounted, right? I'm in mounted
You are
combat
still,
right
yeah,
now?
you're still mounted. Yes.
I think Magnus's idea is just to ride out of this swarm for sure.
Okay. It'll be.
Animal handling check.
I think you're fine. It's gonna be 3 attack of opportunity, or no? Dude, it'd be 5 attack of opportunities, but I think 3 of them are gonna go for your horse, and 2 are
Let's
gonna
say,
go
yeah.
for you.
Okay.
So if that's what you want to do, are you willing to risk that?
I mean, yeah.
Okay. First 2 will be you.
There's that many surrounding me that aren't attached to someone. It looks
You're
like
right.
there's
There
only,
is.
there's
Those
only
are both
3
attached
that
to
are
you.
unattached.
So it'd
There's
be
only
3. So 1 to you, 2 to your horse.
Wait, aren't technically 2 attached to me right now?
2 are attached to, yes.
So,
They would
okay, I see
follow.
the 2. The one to the south and the one to the east, right? Are
Yes,
attached to me?
correct.
I got you. Okay.
Mission to
So
different
that'd be
colors.
3. Yeah, I'll risk 1 and the horse can risk 2. I think it's a riding horse, I believe.
Okay. Here comes our first roll. It is a riding horse.
Oh, he's got so
A
few hit
10. It
points.
misses you as it like swoops in as the horse takes like rears and starts taking off. Next
Yes.
2,
Marion,
1,
ho!
an 18, and an 11.
The horse's armor class is 10. He's probably dead. No,
Uh,
wait, 12. He's not dead.
So, but they both attach. I didn't think they were both going to attach. I'm going to do blue for your horsey.
Oh no, he's got 1 hit point.
So you rear up, and then you move. Where are you going?
Let's see, real quick. Let me check. What's the riding horse's movement? 40, 60.
40. It's 6. Oh, wow.
The
Okay.
riding horse is faster than the
War
draft
horse, yeah.
Let's see. I'm gonna take a wide breath like this, way out to the east. Butter stuff. I love horses.
Let's move these little guys who are still attached to you.
You know what? This is probably really stupid.
I like this
Maybe-
plan.
I'm gonna cast Mage Armor on horse.
Okay.
It's a creature, and he's not wearing armor. I
It
assume he's-
works. Yeah, it works.
Is he willing though?
What's its dexterity?
Its dexterity is probably pretty high. Hold on, let me double check that real quick.
It's in like a +1 or +2.
You want me to drag riding horse to the? Can I from my monster manual? No,
I can grab it. No, give me a minute here. I actually did do a. Oh no, I haven't done one, have I?
It lets me look at it, but I can't drag it to the battlefield. That's all right. So it's got 1 HP. Its dexterity is +0. That doesn't seem right, but okay. It's still better than a 10 armor class.
It's a
at
draft.
13.
It's not a draft horse. It's a different.
It's a
horse,
riding horse. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have a riding horse yet.
That's all right. I'm tracking it. It's got 13 armor class and 1 hit point remaining.
Cool. Okay, so you cast mage armor on it.
Yeah.
Okay. I will let your horse take an action in this case since we are making use of it. If you wanted to be able to make like an attack action against, like try to bite or fight off one on you or on itself.
I'm gonna say it'll probably. So for the rest of my turn, I'm gonna let the horse bite one on itself.
Okay.
I guess. Need to take a look
Riding
here.
horse.
Hooves. It's got 1d20 +5, 2d4 +3 for hooves. That's the only attack it has listed.
That's fine.
Okay.
So we'll just say it's a bite. We'll just let it use its hooves.
Okay.
Maybe there's one. Maybe one of them was attached to its leg and it just like stomps it.
Yeah, there you go. Attack roll for riding horse is a 9.
A 9 does
Boo.
not hit. Yeah, so it tries to. The bug releases for a second and then reattaches itself. Okay.
I think. Yeah, that's all I can really do right now. So.
Okay. Hell, you're up.
What's the base attack damage?
For the Molotov, for
Yeah.
the pudding express, or whatever it is.
What do you call it?
It's 2d6 fire damage, and it's just it's dexterity without your proficiency. So
But
you just
what's
roll, what?
the how far can
20
it go?
feet, 20, 40. So 20 feet without with normal roll, past 20 to 40 feet is at disadvantage,
Huh.
and it hits in a 15-foot square. So like if you threw it in the
Yeah.
middle where you're at, it would hit everything between like to the left of you and to the right of you and above and below.
But what about Luke and I?
No, I mean, so if you moved like here and then shot right in the middle where you just were, you'd hit those 4 that were around you.
Oh.
And that's it.
Okay. Yeah, actually. I can disengage an attack, can't
You can. Like you would hit that square.
I? Blink.
So disengage.
Yes,
And just
disengage
click
it.
your dexterity, like where it says dexterity on the left side, just click that and it'll roll just a straight dexterity roll.
The saving throw?
No.
Oh.
A 6. Okay. Would you roll me a D... A D8. 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay. So you throw it and you overshoot and it lands in the one farther away, but still ends up hitting those creatures. Go ahead and roll me a 2d6.
Ah, sorry.
That's fine. We'll just take the first 2.
Okay.
So, you watch as it hits, the flames of ignite. It goes out pretty quickly on the ground. It's just like small smolders and stuff like that, and light and small flames. As the 4 of them just, like their wings just ignite and just shrivel, and they just fall and collapse to the ground and die.
Yes. Immolation.
There's full dead of them. Actually, I just realized 2 of them were attached to you, but it's fine. Okay.
How far did I go? I'm gonna go.
And those are
Me-
supposed to be attached to
me-
you.
Yeah.
Well, hold on.
But-
We're gonna have to fix it because those ones technically are
Oh, yeah, those
attached.
ones.
So you could probably like hit Luke or Magnus and kill a bunch of them off, or try to hit We're gonna have to re-roll that whole turn because it was screwed up.
no.
So these ones are attached. So we'll put you back here.
Okay.
You could try throwing it like this one, and you'd still hit Luke, but that's up to Luke. You're like, can I hit you with it? And it's up to Luke's decision on that or something. This might be involved a little friendly fire, but in the long run, you might save him.
Luke, do you mind if I hurt you a little bit?
Just know that I always love you.
You muted.
What do you say, Luke? You're muted. Oh yeah, you must be muted.
Ah! Ah! Ah!
I think he's screaming from the fire. So go ahead and make me another dexterity roll.
I hope she doesn't roll poorly.
11. Okay, it doesn't hit. Go and roll me another d8. Okay, so you get ready to throw into that middle spot, and as you do, you feel this tinge from this bite on your neck, and you flinch and you throw it, and it kind of goes off. And Luke, you're like worried about it, and you turn and it just smacks you right in the chest and just ignites and flames all around you. Go ahead and roll the 2d6.
I have to roll a 2d6?
No. L will. Luke, you take 10 fire damage as all the ones that were attached to you die, and the other 2 that are around you die.
Cool.
So everything around you is dead, but you're like, ugh, it's just right in the chest, man. And you get a slight taste of like slight smell of like burnt pudding. It smells quite nice.
It's charred. Thank
Not
you.
charred. It's just
No,
yeah, it's charred.
that's
You're
the
right.
proper
You're correct.
culinary
It is
term.
charred. Yeah, you're smoldering a little bit.
Thank you.
Elle,
It's flambéed.
You have been flambéed. Elle, you still have your bonus action in this case if you want to move anywhere.
I guess I'll start moving toward my. No, those are attached to him, so like, what would be the point? I would just hurt him and the horse.
Oh,
Quick, go. Go, you don't move. Go, you don't move.
I
We're
am
putting
gonna.
explosion
I'm
bottle over
gonna
you too.
go here.
Okay. And those ones I'll move with you. As it is now the Surge's turn. So at the start of their turn, Magnus, I am so sorry, but Marion takes...
No!
7 damage and collapses as the other one then starts to drain the blood from her also, and she takes 1 death failure. You have 2 attached to you, so you take... Oh, that's the wrong thing. 7 from the first one as it drains your blood, and 6 from the next one.
That kills me.
As Magnus, yeah, you drop. They can't make any attacks, so just while they're attached to you, they just drain your blood. L.
Wait, I'm gonna use. Can I use shield on that? No.
No, it just at the start of their turn, it just automatically happens
Son of a
instead of
bitch.
instead of an action. L.
Aaron, I'm really dumb. I could have used the luck dice instead of hitting Luke.
It's fine. Luke has none around him right now, so Luke is okay at the moment. Maybe-ish. These 2 drain blood from you, L. 4 and 4, so you take 8 total. And there are 3 of them left. One comes flying in towards you, L, and makes a it attempts to attach itself to you. Rolls an 18. You take 5 damage as it now attaches itself. This one flies in at Luke, and this one flies down at L. So first one's Luke, 12. L and 21. You get a 4th one attached to you. As you take 4 piercing damage. Okay. You're up, Luke.
You better heal my dead body, Luke.
I mean, Luke, if you throw a Molotov at it, he takes 1 fail. So does the horse.
I would take 2, don't I?
But
Hold
you
on. I'm coming
It
back.
would be 1, but he'd kill off all of the surges on you.
I'm pretty sure rules is written as any damage while you're dead is 2 death saves.
No,
It's an automatic crit, and a critical hit causes 2 death saves.
technically he has disadvantage on the throw since it's a range attack. It's when you
It's
have
still an automatic crit.
advantage.
It's still an automatic crit. Any creature that's incapacitated, all hits are an automatic crit. That's how it works. I'm almost sure.
Okay.
I've ran into this before, and because I thought you used to think that too, and then I was like, no, it's not, and then it's iffy. An incapacitated
Okay.
creature can't take actions or reactions. An unconscious creature, which is what you are, attack rolls of the creature have advantage. Any attack that hits the creature is a critical hit if the attacker is within 5 feet of the creature. This is a range attack, which has disadvantage, so it cancels out the
So
advantage.
it's only on melee attacks that works?
Yes.
I see.
All right. Shit. I guess.
This is a tough one because Magnus then has to make
Do
a death save
Do
potentially.
I just make the risk and sprint over there and guarantee that I can give him like substance next turn? Take the attack of opportunity, or do I
Magnus
just
takes 2
torch
death
everything in my-
saves. Magnus takes 2 death saves or fails on the Sturge's next turn because 2 of them are still attached to him.
next turn he'll take 2? Guaranteed. Take 2.
They're attached to him still, and they haven't drained enough
So take
blood.
the 1. I guess I'll just use the molly.
Okay. Go ahead. At the
I should be
range.
proficient.
Yeah, it's it doesn't matter. It's at a normal throw because you have advantage because he's unconscious because you're throwing it at Magnus. But you have disadvantage because of the range. And Magnus doesn't have his spell shield, and it still beats it anyways. So you throw it, and it hits Magnus, and it just explodes into flames on everything. Your horse takes a fail. Magnus, you take 1 fail, and all of the creatures roll a 2d6. Actually, it doesn't matter. They only have 2 HP.
You die!
As the 4 of them burn up on you, Magnus.
Yay. Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Luke, that's your turn.
I'm gonna take a 5-foot step down here.
Okay.
So next turn I can help L.
Okay. Magnus, would you give me a death save, please? This is you have 1 fail right now, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
from the damage I took, yep.
And would
Good
you
luck.
And would you have your horse do another one also? Your horse has 2 fails at the moment. So the first one will be you.
The horse has 2 fails?
From the Molotov and from blood
the
being
Molotov,
drained.
That's right.
Limited edition pudding palm.
Alright, so you have 1 success and 1 fail. And now your horse just roll a straight d20 and we'll see what happens.
Fuck, of course.
Hang in there, horse. Butter stuff. Yes.
That's a success. 1
Oh
success,
my
2
God.
fails.
She's riding that line. She's riding that sweet, sweet white tunnel.
Elle, it is your turn. There are 4 of them attached to you.
Just
So-
take a 10-foot step, throw it at your feet, then move again.
There are no attack of opportunities. They're all attached to you.
Yeah, but that way you don't hit me.
But
And then I can go save Magnus next turn.
I have 13 health.
Don't roll maximum damage. Actually, if you do, it's
So-
12.
If you
You
all
take a
have to do is
maximum of
step-
12.
Just step to like here, so you can kill this one. That's in my range, and then next turn I can go save Magnus. I'm guaranteed to save Magnus. You're guaranteed to kill all of them. We're all guaranteed to live this fight. All you gotta do is do that.
So they're there are 4 attached to me,
There
or
are
is one
4 of them. No,
on?
all 4 of them are attached to you.
Yeah, so all you have to do is make sure I'm not in the square. Throw it at your feet. You'll get all of them. And it's not. You should
can't
get advantage.
miss. No, you can't
You
miss.
can't. The-
You're dropping it on. You light it and you drop it on the ground. I will move them. They're all technically attached to you, so it doesn't make a difference. And then you just light it and whoosh. Go ahead and roll me a 2d6. This has been the greatest.
I wanted to save those for later.
Kill ever. So you burn them all to a crisp, L, as you take 3 damage. They all go down. And Luke, you start to... You're before Magnus, so it's your turn as they're all dead now.
Excellent. I will take the full...
It's 40 feet.
I'll sprint.
That means you can't... You have, unless you have a bonus action to cast, you can't heal him this turn.
Is the Flask of Healing bonus action or standard action?
To use it on someone else, it's an action. To use it on yourself, it's a bonus action.
Oh, okay.
That's how
So
it's
quick
always
question. Is my Cure Wounds here going to be...
Is an action. Healing Word is a bonus action. Oh, true. And then Marion has to make a death save next round.
Alright, I will just go over there and
You're there.
just be there, yeah. So next turn,
Magnus,
guaranteed to save.
please make me a death save.
No!
Oh.
I just had a feeling that was gonna happen. I
No!
knew
You
it.
useless man! You died!
Wait, can Elle give me a luck? No, she can't.
She can make a...
Yeah, I kind of was okay with that. Go ahead. I was okay with it being allowed in that before, so go for it.
Wait, so you are giving me a luck?
I'll let her give you a luck.
Oh, I hit the wait. How do I do it?
We'll have it'll be L's roll.
Save me, Elle, with your luck.
How do I do it?
Just click the luck macro.
I mean, if I die, I die. I'm fine with that.
I don't know what that means.
No, as long as
Literally,
she
where your
doesn't
weapons
roll
are at,
that one.
there's one that says luck,
live.
luck die.
Ha ha!
She almost got you back up.
That almost was the opposite direction. So I'm at 2 fails.
You're at 1 fail, 2 successes.
Oh, that's right.
Now the horse.
Now the horse, Magnus.
This is what you get for being pretentious on your horse, looking down on us.
That was very nice of you to let me do that. You didn't have to do that. I would have been okay going with a new character.
Yes!
The horse died.
Yes!
I rolled 2 fucking crit fails in a row
Ah.
when I'm dying.
Alright, is it next turn? Can I save him?
L, you are up.
Can you play some Evanescence for Marion, please?
No, because then it'll probably block our
will.
YouTube.
It will, but that's what I'm listening to.
Ah. Okay, so L, what do you do?
I guess I just kind of
Mosey on over.
yeah.
Luke, your turn.
Stabbing him with my steely hand.
You stab and kill him?
No, why does that work? Come on. Come on, roll. Won't roll my cure wounds. Oh, that's weird.
Oh, go into your spell and click it.
I am in my spell.
Let me see it. Oh, that's... I wonder why. Click. Oh, probably...
There.
Yeah, you have the thing behind it, probably. You probably have a prompt.
Yeah, you have a
Like,
query.
move your character sheet.
Oh, there we go. Gotcha. Boom. I do
Oh,
have all
yours
my
doesn't have the
spell
thing
slots.
set up. Roll 1d8. I'll set it up right now.
Okay, roll it. Just 1d8 plus,
Spellcasting ability modifier.
which is 2 or 3?
You use intellect. It's 3.
Okay.
I'll set it for this for now.
Boom! Ah!
So, Magnus, you awaken sore and in pain. Laying on top of your horse that is stiff and unmoving.
I had a dream I died and my horse survived. And then I like turn and look at Mary and be like, but I see it's the opposite.
Oh, it's okay there, buddy.
Magnus is gonna stand up. Are you guys both full health now or no? No. I'm gonna stand up. I'm gonna stand up and plant my staff of spring rain.
Okay. So, it's
So
30
we
HP
each
between the
get-
3 of you. You each
We
get
each
10.
get 10 each, basically.
Yeah. So as you kind of recuperate a little bit, do you guys? What do you do now? Marion's dead.
So, I gotta ask you there, Magnus. Would you be upset if I kind of took your horse's hooves?
I mean, I'm really not that sad. Death doesn't bother me at all. In fact, it's
Okay, because some people would be kind of weirded out, but it makes a good base for like gelatin-like compounds.
Would you give me a survival roll?
Are you kidding me? I use dead bodies for my purposes all the time. I'm not. I loved Marion, and she's moved on, and that's part of a horse's life is getting killed by monstrous mosquito-type dinosaurs.
And I would say that he sees shit.
I mean,
to get some of them.
You butcher 2 of them, like trying to really figure it out, because you've always had servants to do this
All
part
I
for
gotta do
you.
is just chop it off.
Yeah, but you end up chopping, you end up like cutting into it, and it gets gross and disgusting.
Like the
you're
leg,
able to
the
get
top part of the leg.
You're able to get 2 of them.
All right, whatever. 2 things. I put it in my bag.
2 Marion hooves. I guess we're finding out what that other 70% it's made out of or whatever. So, you spend probably about 5 minutes cutting them off, like chopping at it, trying to bust through the bone. You just a snap.
Oh, whoops.
And so, what do you guys do now? You're recuperating. All the bugs are dead. It's gone. The grasslands around you have gone silent.
Can I go collect the steely stabby parts?
They're little. No, you go to look for them.
They're
all burned and basically ash.
And we're out of mollies too.
There is nothing left of them.
I say we take a rest. I'm injured and I need some time to heal myself.
I think that's not a bad idea.
What time of day is it, God?
It is probably you guys arrived early in the morning at Beggar's Hole, so it's probably been it's almost afternoon. It's almost noon. It's been a very intense morning.
Do I see any more rat tracks leading away from here?
You still see like tracks in the ground and stuff like that.
Heading further to the west still?
Further to the west, yeah.
I say we keep pressing onward after another short rest.
Crack snack. Okay.
Perfect. I'm going to make. Perhaps we should go back for the cart before we travel any further. Now that Marion is gone.
I mean, the big thing is this cart in this. It's thick. It's a thick metal. Like it's a thick, tall metal. It would probably be pretty difficult to take the cart through. To bring Jericho.
I just imagine Magnus being a gnome, like standing with like grass up to his nose.
You already know that was happening with Luke, but it makes it
being...
really easy to see the tracks. And
I just imagine him standing in like eye height grass, being, I don't like this. I want to sit on the cart.
Oh, hey there. I was kind of stuck down here the whole time. It's not nice to be all hoity-toity. Look what that decision got you. You want that to happen to your cart, or better yet, to Jericho? You gotta look out for his best interest there. You should be a little more grateful.
Yeah, you don't want it to end up like your other horse.
I mean, like I said, it's part of the natural life of a horse. I'm not really concerned with it. But yes, I guess. Well, I'll just stomp down a little portion of grass here, and then I start stomping down some grass, so I have a nice little spot to sit down.
Okay.
Study my old spell book. I actually don't have any. I only get arcane recovery once a day, so I don't get any spell slots back. But I'm gonna use hit dice. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah, you guys
I
spend
too shall use hit dice.
a little bit of time. Elle, do you use any hit dice? I think you still probably have 2 left. I think I only used 2 earlier.
I used 1 earlier.
Okay, so you have 3 then.
It's the circle of life.
Okay.
You needed
Fuck.
that. All right. So you guys rest for a bit, recuperate. The entire meadow is silent. You just get the rare occasion, like kind of a faint wind blowing through, and you hear the rustle of the tall grass. But other than that, there's no other sounds that you can hear.
So,
And you're a little ways into the grass at this point.
So how far do you think we gotta go to, kill those stinks there?
Well, if we make it to sunset, perhaps we should camp, but we have a little bit of daylight left to travel, so I'm ready to press on. I don't know how long it's going to be. I can't see over the grass. Elle, do you see anything?
Do I?
Ella, you can see over the grass. It only goes up to about your waist or so. Looking through there, from what you can see, you see a couple of occasional trees that pop up off in the distance. But there's nothing that seems like there's no like building or anything like that you can see in the near future. But who knows?
So they can see the tracks. Like there's still more tracks, right?
There are still more tracks, and they're still leading west. As you're kind of macheting it down, it makes it easier for them to kind of keep an eye on it. I'm assuming you guys just kind of keep following them, or attempting to.
Yeah. Keep
Sure.
tracking them.
Okay. I'm not gonna have you guys make a roll on this one. Make sure you guys continue sweeping through, taking out these, enough for you guys to be able to walk through when it ends up being like your waist high instead. And you're pushing the grass out of the way, kind of keeping an eye on the tracks. About a half hour to 45 minutes later, you come upon a completely just destroyed building. There's about 3 little like foot tall wooden beams that at one point were probably the corners of this building. It's a stone like slab surface, and you see a small staircase leading down in the middle of this slab.
I bet you there's kind of something bad down there in that, thing there.
Yeah.
Can I stand as close as I can without actually having to get near it and cast a light inside of it?
Okay, you like cast it on like a rock or on like some like spot on the wall or something like that?
Yeah, just like a spot on the wall just inside the stairwell so I can see.
Sure. I mean, there was a
Down the
little bit of light
stairwell
kind of beaming down in it already, so you get maybe a little bit farther down. It opens up. You see a stone like floor from at least what you can make out looking down the staircase. You don't hear anything. Kind of listening in. You see the odds, like a few odds ends. I mean, from a really quick glance, from what you can see, it looks like a basement.
But the building is ruined around the foundation above it.
Yeah,
correct?
everything. The entire building is gone except for like 3 posts, and there's just like the staircase down into the basement.
Into the
So wait,
foundation.
is the
Into
floor
Yes.
wood or is the floor stone?
It's like a stone foundation, right?
Yes, a stone foundation with like stone steps leading down into a basement, which is where more stone is. You can see a couple. You can see a couple wood beams here and there. Like around at the bottom of the staircase, you can see like wood beams, like probably holding up, what you would assume is part of the slab as like support.
So, I'm gonna go down there and take a quick peek there. Is that are y'all right? Blah 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 blah.
Maybe we should have Elle scout it out a little
Well,
bit.
that sounds great, but she can't see in the dark. She's just as blind as anybody else,
That's true, but I do see a little bit of light at the bottom of the stairs, and it looks like what, torchlight?
No, it's just light coming in from. I mean, it's your light
This-
cantrip, and it's the light coming in from the sun
Daylight.
from above. Yeah.
It doesn't look completely dark down there.
I mean, if you want her to go down there, I mean, if she's more than willing, I guess I couldn't say no,
I just want to be careful. This might be a great place to camp.
Could also be a very bad place,
It could, which is why I think we should scout.
Well, obviously, that's the correct decision. Obviously.
Elle, do you mind?
The light thing is like right at the entrance.
It's-
like at the bottom of the stairs, right?
Yeah, it's like at the bottom of the stairs, so it's kind of illuminating inside. But you can only see so far in from the top, because
Yeah.
the slab itself is blocking further view.
I mean, it has a 20-foot radius. Yeah, I'm all right with going down.
Well, there's no time like the present there.
We'll be in earshot, so just shout if you run into trouble.
Okay. So, Elle, how are you going down the stairs?
With my legs.
Well, I mean, are you like
That
being
sounds like
cautious
the
and
correct
careful? Are you just kind of like going down in there? What are you doing as you like get ready to go down in?
I kind of go down the first half like fast, and as I start to be able to see in, I am more cautious.
Okay. We kind of, as like an audience, we see the like top-down views. We see you walking and kind of scurrying. We don't hear like any sounds of your footsteps. Go and roll me a stealth roll. See how
Maybe we do
quietly
hear
you
their
are.
footsteps.
No. You might. I mean, you guys obviously see her, but she is quite quiet. As you get about halfway down, you kind of like duck down and look in a little bit. A little further in, you see some barrels on the right side of the basement. They kind of lined up along the wall. They're kind of big, probably about 2 feet wide, in a cylinder. And then on the left side, you see a large stone slab. With, I don't think you could actually make out what's on it, but there looks to be like some things on there. You're not quite sure unless you got closer. So what do you do?
Is this all still like?
This is like halfway down the staircase, like looking in.
Okay.
You do also spy a door at the bottom. That's kind of like, you see the hinge of it, so it's kind of pushed all the way around, and it's obviously it's open.
I suppose I could go over to the. Well, I'm gonna call up and say there's nothing here that I can see currently, but I'm gonna check it out a little more just to make sure as I walk in a little bit.
Okay. So you you hear like I'm gonna walk in more. You hear the crack of Luke opening a can of pudding, breaking the silence of the area. Like it's eerie and creepy. As Elle, you take a few more steps down the stairs, looking in. As you get down to the bottom of the stairs before you enter into the area, you can give me a perception check. All right. So on the altar, like on the barrels on the right hand side, you kind of spy with the light because it's right on the corner of the bottom of the stairs. You can see that the barrels themselves look to be rotted. You can't see what's inside, but you can see like moss and fungus kind of growing out of it. The altar itself, you can see a set of manacles on there with a bowl and some kind of other thing at the very other far end. You're not quite sure what it is.
It's a human heart.
Well, that's kind of creepy. So I kind of want to look at the slab thingy if I can.
Okay,
Maybe.
So you step and you go up to the slab.
Can I like look at the ground and make sure there's
Looking for
nothing
traps
here?
and stuff. Based
Have
off
to
your
get me.
like your perception, like I mean, you didn't notice anything that seemed out of the ordinary, minus the fact that the place has probably been abandoned for a long, long time.
All right. So then I go up to the slab.
Okay. As you take your first step onto the floor of the basement, will you please give me a wisdom saving throw? Okay.
Double crit.
Okay. So Elle, you walk forward and look at the slab. As you come closer to it, you notice that the bowl on one right side of it, it's a dagger that's sheathed in a black cloth. The manacles themselves are on both sides of the altar, as if like someone could be chained up to it. And that's kind of what you see. It looks to be an altar of some sort. There is also a symbol. Wish I could remember what the symbol actually looked like. There's a symbol of it. Let me find it. You don't probably know what it is, but there is a symbol on the altar itself. It is. Why does it have it here? Oh, it is a. I don't know why I didn't know this. It is a symbol of a bat with glowing red eyes.
Elle, everything okay in there?
Shh! You're supposed to be quiet there. You know, no one's supposed to know she's down there.
I'm getting worried.
I walk back to the staircase.
Okay. You walk
at
back.
the bottom of it. There's a spooky altar. I don't really like it. Magnus, I think this is your field.
I turn and look at Luke and I say, a spooky altar, huh?
Oh, eight there, could you be filled with some sort of magic there? Maybe I should take the time and be able to detect anything that might be magical.
That sounds wise, Luke. Let me know.
Oh, okay. Yeah, just give me a couple minutes there as I sit down and go.
Well, maybe we should go down and join L. Oh, okay. He's already doing it.
Man,
And then there's an.
Oh, go ahead, Al. You go first.
I was gonna say there's an open door, right?
Yeah, the door's just open. So, Magnus, do you wait for Luke to finish casting the spell before you go down? Or you want to meet El first?
I think after I try and tell him to go down there, and he just starts doing it, I'm like, oh, okay. And then I just go down the stairs and find Elle and see what she's doing.
Okay. As you walk down the stairs, you take your first step into the stone floor. Would you please give me a wisdom saving throw?
Gladly. I'm proficient and I have a high wisdom.
Plus
and I still
5,
rolled
man.
under
You
a
rolled a 4.
Jesus Christ. I
Okay.
can't roll today.
Okay. We'll get back to you. Luke,
Great.
you finish casting,
10 minutes later?
yeah, roughly. I'll kind of go through what happens, but we're kind of going out of order in time right now. You finish
okay.
casting your spell, and your eyes change the color. I think they changed blue, right? Or purple? I can't remember what color you have them.
No, it's blue.
It's
I
blue.
had the red.
So as you kind of look down into the basement, you see at the face of the door, you kind of see like a shimmer of red energy.
Oh, hey there. That's interesting.
Mm-hmm. So Elle's down there right now.
Does it look like a button? Does it look familiar? Have I seen something like this before?
I don't think you have.
Can I make an educated guess?
Give me an Arcana roll. No, you have no idea.
No.
Ah,
That's
oh,
interesting.
good. Oh, good then.
Okay.
Yes.
So-
Oh, good. Oh, good.
Luke, what do you do?
right.
Elle's down in there. Magnus
I
is down in
make-
there.
Well, ain't there? There's kind of some like red energy down here. That could be kind of bad. I'm
Okay.
gonna just make a guess that says there's a vampire afoot.
Okay, you say that, and then I think we kind of shift back. Magnus, you take your step down as you enter into the basement. Elle, you're there with him, and you see Magnus on one of the back walls, just past where the altar's at. It's a set of runes. Would you give me a investigation check to see if you know what they say? Or Arcana would also be acceptable.
Can I do investigation or?
Yeah,
No.
you can do it also.
Dope.
Okay. So, Elle, you recognize these probably. Maybe at some point you learn this language or something like that, but it says lack of heart. And at that same instance, you muttered, you're like, lack of heart. What does that mean? And then at that same point, Elle and Magnus, you both start hearing the screams of two voices.
Oh, no.
You just hear, ah! And you hear a woman and you hear, yeah, it's a woman and a man's voice is what you hear, I believe. So.
Magnus turns around the room to look at everyone else and see if they hear it.
Luke is at the bottom of the stairs, and you're looking at.
Wait, do I hear anything?
Hold on, Luke. You're looking at the altar itself, where you see. You see Archie. And Magnus, you see your eldest sister. Both of them manacled on this altar, screaming, having no idea what's going on. And they just look at you like, what's going on? Magnus? And then just he looks. Ellie looks at you. And goes, El? Let us go. Why did you bring us here?
Bring you here?
Wait, Mayflower? Wait, which sister was it? The one that, from Whiteboro?
It would be your Ellis, which I believe is the one from Green Oak, isn't it?
That owns the inn?
Yes. I think you actually have her name. I have it written as Isabella. It doesn't seem right. Unless I mixed up a name somewhere.
I don't have a name written for her.
Yeah, I think I accidentally used Luke's when I wrote the note. Because of his sister.
Wow.
But
I have a family tree document. How could you fuck that up?
we'll make it Mayflower because I made a mistake on my typing of my note. So yeah, Mayflower is strapped to this altar. At that exact same moment, the door behind you shuts,
Wait, so there's no door?
locking you in the basement. You hear
What
a
was that?
click, and they kind of look like, "Let us go."
Mayflower, is that really you? How did you get here?
I don't know. One minute I was with my husband, and the next, I mean, I might be into this on occasion, but not right now.
Gross.
That's gross.
Telling your brother that? Gosh. Your family.
Just let me out. And then I think you going with the moment you're gonna cast first.
I'm nothing. I thought there was something maybe I could cast, but there's not.
Okay, and then I think
I have no useful spells at all.
Elle and Magnus, you hear both of your heads. Give me their blood, and I shall let you keep yours.
Who is that? Did you hear that?
Give me their
Luke,
blood,
Elle, do you hear that?
and I shall let you keep yours.
Do I hear any of this?
You know, I think you might have heard a
Door closed, obviously.
Yeah.
Hello? Oi! Hey there, are you guys
Oi.
there?
Now he's punk.
Oi! Hey! Hey!
So
Fellers, you there?
you get no response. You guys don't hear him.
Wait, so he's not down here with us?
No! It's been 10 minutes doing this.
I thought you said he stepped down at the bottom of the stairs.
I'm at the bottom step. I didn't
It's
go
like
down.
he stepped and it's like
Elle, do you hear that?
I do.
just give me their blood.
I like turn and
I'll
look at
let you
Mayflower.
live.
And I'm like,
What do you
will
do?
not- I won't hurt her.
You choose your own death.
Who is that?
You hear it in your mind.
I know, but I'm still looking around, trying to find a culprit. I want to go look in the back rooms.
Okay. So you kind of go
Leave
looking
Mayflower
around
there.
as you.
And I say, I'm sorry, Mayflower. I need to figure out what's
no,
going on
no,
first.
don't leave. Stay.
I must
Don't-
figure
no.
this out. Just wait.
I can't. Just let me free. I'll help you.
I ignore her and walk in the back room, see what's
Magnus! As you go to reach, go towards the back door, you go to reach for one of the doorknobs, and it's locked.
I knew I should have learned to knock. Kind of look around the room for anything else I might recognize that has to do with the magics that are going on here.
You see everything that's on the altar. You see both Archie. You see Mayflower. You see a black or a dagger sheathed in a black cloth. A bowl. You see the runes. This is lack of heart.
That's on the altar.
The runes are on the wall to the right of the like on the back wall, basically.
I don't recognize the arcane use of any of these specific items. I mean, obviously, besides the dagger and the bowl.
Correct.
Like, how did, like, anything, like, how my sister just randomly showed up here? That seems like
You can give me an arcane check.
pretty strong magic.
It does. You can go and give me an arcane check.
Fuck me, God.
You are not sure, and neither L. You've never seen anything like this. You're not sure what was done, what's going on, and then you hear a voice, Magnus. Actually, I think he goes to L and he looks at you. He goes, "Will you give me their blood? If so, I'll let you keep yours."
What?
Choose.
I don't want any blood to be lost.
Fine. As you hear both Mayflower and she start to scream as you watch as just these rips on their arms start to, basically, the cuts on their arms going straight down. If you won't, I will. And I choose all.
They're manacled to the altar.
They're manacled, yes. So their arms are like back here, their legs are at the end, and you're just watching these lines of just cuts.
Magnus is gonna try and break the manacles.
Okay. How?
With
Cold.
magic missile.
Okay. Go ahead and boom, 5 and 2, and I can see the last one, but All right, so you shoot.
Go ahead.
You shoot the missiles, and they hit the manacles. Doesn't seem to have any effect.
Can I shoot the door?
Can I try and pick the locks of them?
You go to check them. There is no like locking mechanism on them. You hear this thud on the door as Luke tries busting in the door.
Oh, I tried shooting it. It's just a lock.
Same
I'm not
idea.
stepping
Same idea.
downstairs.
You hear a loud noise in the background. It's decently muffled, but you hear it.
Nothing happened.
Door doesn't budge.
I'll just reload and do it again.
You see, Luke, on your vision, you see the red aura on the outside of the door.
I wish I knew to spell magic.
After everything I'm trying isn't working, I think eventually Magnus is gonna get fed up and like look to L, and like, and then look back to the altar, and he's gonna reach out and pick up the dagger.
Okay.
And
Is
then
it
look back to L and say, L, I have an idea.
Does it involve killing either one of us?
Not killing, just hurting a little bit. Let me see your hand.
She holds her hand out.
I like slice at your palm with the dagger, and then I take the bowl and hold it underneath and catch the blood.
Okay.
And then I set it down on the altar next to Mayflower, and I look down at Mayflower and I say, I hope this works. And then I slice my own hand, squeeze some blood in the bowl.
Okay. So
And I put it on the altar, and then I say in my mind, there's your blood. Let them go.
And you just hear and you watch as the blood in the bowl just kind of drains away just to the bottom of the bowl and just vanishes. Just, you hear that.
I don't appreciate
Very
this
well.
AS.
As you watch as Archie, Mayflower vanish. The shackles go limp. The door cracks and kind of like opens up. And you look around. The bowl is where it was. The cloth and the dagger and the cloth is still on the altar. The runes that were on the wall are no longer there. And Elle has been shaking you, trying to figure out what you're doing. Because you haven't moved from the spot once you stepped downstairs, Magnus.
Magnus like snaps to and is like, huh? What?
Magnus,
What?
you take 1 level of exhaustion
Ooh.
from the mental strain.
Okay.
Oh, what happened, Al? Where was the bowl and the blood? Your hand. What happened?
What? My hand? What's wrong with my hands?
I don't know.
Magnus, you also don't have a cut. There's no cut on your hand either.
Some sort of fever dream.
Magnus says as he like rubs his hand in disbelief.
This
What
is the
do-
work of vampire, I feel.
What
Not
do-
a catacon, some other kind.
What do I see, Aaron? Do I see anything different?
So another like 8 minutes pass. I think Magnus and Elle kind of search the basement. You don't seem to get that feeling anymore. Luke, you still see that red shimmer when you finish your detect magic. There was no noise besides them just talking that entire time.
Oh, see,
And-
I just went the entire time and I just walked down there.
10
and
minutes
like,
you
there's a
walk
shimmer on
down
the
there
door.
and you see the red like shimmer on the door.
Oh, hey guys, there's some kind of like red magical aura over here by this door. It's kind of creepy. Maybe you shouldn't be in there.
He's shouting from like the staircase as you guys are kind of looking
Hey.
around.
Hey, are you guys there? Hello?
Huh? We
Hey?
can hear him.
You
we
can hear him, yeah.
now.
Doors open. It's been 10 minutes. This is like real time again.
Luke, I don't know what to tell you. There's some strange magical things happening. You may not want to come down.
Yeah, I was kind of telling you about that. There's that kind of red shimmer around the door. It's probably some sort of empiric, or necrotic, or maybe arcane, or whatever kind of magic stuff.
Stepping
Things that are
through
going on.
stepping through that door gave me strange visions in my head.
Well, maybe it's because you're crazy. You do work with dead bodies all day.
Magnus's like eye bulges out of his head. He's like,
It's not the normal stuff.
Oh, okay, dear. Maybe you should come out here and calm down for a bit.
Magnus and Elle, would you both give me investigation checks? As you kind of spent some time down here.
yeah.
don't
I
wanna go down there anymore.
also want to, as soon as Magnus thinks of it, try and redraw the runes on a piece of paper as I saw them.
Sure, I think that's easy enough for you. You have a high intelligence. You don't really need to like do a roll or anything like that for that.
Just mark it down in my notebook to have record of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so like Magnus and Elle, you're both kind of chatting. You're like checking the walls and checking inside like the rotten barrels, and there's just fungus and maggots and those. And you close them back up. But like Magnus, you're on the wall, you're checking, and as you do, your hand reaches through where the wall where the runes was at. Your hand just like passes through it.
Oh, an illusion.
What are
Hell,
you
look
hiding?
at this.
And then I like push my hand
Illusion?
again.
Yep, his hand goes straight through.
Can I
Oh.
see any of this from where I am, Aaron?
That's a little disconcerting.
Yeah, they're on the other end of the basement. There is that light still from Magnus from before.
Does it look
Um,
blue?
Yeah.
Magnus turns to Elle and says,
Disconcerting indeed. Someone's trying to hide something.
and then he pokes his face through it. to see on
Luke,
the
it
other
looks
side.
purple for you technically because you're seeing red, then you're seeing a blue, and it's the change in the tinge.
Is there anything else down there that's glowing?
No, it's the whole room is covered in a shroud of that red energy, and then there's a purple doorway at the other end.
I
Magnus,
think
like,
you
peeks
guys
through.
should be in there. I think there's something really bad down
Ma-
there. I'm not going in.
Magnus, you poke your head in and you see another staircase leading down, and it curves around back under the floor you're on right now.
All right, I pull my head back immediately and turn to Elle and say,
It goes deeper. Must be a layer of some sort. We should mark it on our map and move on. I'm not strong enough for this at the moment.
I think that would probably be a decision.
Let's get out of here. Let's go back up to Luke before we get trapped in this room again. Or
Again.
before I do. Never mind. Just let's go.
and Magnus starts storming to the other side of the room and up the stairs.
What do you do, El?
I kind of want to like take the dagger a little bit.
You can take the dagger. So you grab the cloth. You just grab it by the handle, or you grab it by like the cloth.
The cloth.
Okay. So you grab it by the cloth and you put it into your pouch.
Okay, then I go up the stairs.
Okay. Luke, they come back out.
Oh, thank goodness you're here. Like you guys are kind of, down here for a while. It's, yeah, I'm not happy about it. You guys ditched me. Some friends you aren't there.
I didn't ditch you. I tried to tell you to do the ritual in the basement when Elle gave us the coast is clear, but you're lucky you didn't step down there.
That's probably for the best. So what was down there? I
Well-
kind of saw some red, kind of like aura stuff there, kind of like with the whole red eye stuff. And then, some more of that blue aura there over there at that wall you were kind of poking your nose through.
And the farthest wall is an illusory wall. It leads further down into the ground. I feel it must be some sort of layer. It's man-made stairs and such descending further down.
Well, there's no guarantee that, this is the root of our problems for the rats,
I never said it was, but I am definitely here to kill vampires.
The one big thing is that the rat's tracks led down into that basement.
I just had a brilliant idea there. Foot sits down, takes out some rope, takes out the rat. That rat ties a leash on it.
It pops to life.
I'll just kind of follow wherever it goes now. He's my new buddy. I'm gonna call him Chuck, because Chuck's gonna lead us to victory. Isn't that right, Chuck?
Magnus looks down at him and is like,
It looks like
Well, Chuck's just kind of being friendly there.
Is that short for Charles?
and then its eyes glaze over, and it starts to try to walk down into the basement.
I'm not a fan of the name, but this is a good idea.
It's just kind of gonna bring us to victory here, so I'm gonna let it go first, as I follow Chuck into the basement.
I think that's evidence enough. We should wait and rest.
Do you listen to him or do you ignore him?
I stop before I go down there. Maybe that's kind of a good idea. I kind of pull Chuck's leash, put him back in the bag.
It's struggling It's like trying to gnaw, but it can't reach it.
But we shall use your rat compass soon. Let us camp for the night and infiltrate in the morning.
That sounds kind of like a great idea. Is there any trees that we can kind of, hide in? Because,
There's a few trees nearby. They're probably large enough for you to try to hide and try to sleep uncomfortably in, yeah.
I will try to sleep uncomfortably in a tree. Elle, can you kind of give me a boost there since, I'm kind of... branches aren't in reach,
She pushes your butts up, helps you guys up into there, and you guys attempt to sleep in trees or in a tree.
And study spell tomes.
Yeah, you spend your 8-hour-long rest. Okay.
Luke, you know what artificer object you need to invent is a collapsible treehouse.
You know what? That sounds like a great idea. I'll get down after I finish my tiny person's house.
Okay. So, the one thing I want to make note, though, Manus, is you do see that same black sinew, when the rat came back to life, creep up from underground and touch it once again.
I'm going to try and start making sketches of these black tendrils that I keep seeing around.
Okay. There's something to, like I said, your intelligence is good enough. You don't really need to make a roll for it. So you guys go to sleep for the night. It goes by semi-peacefully. You manage, I think, wake up at one point to a loud buzz. And you start and it's just a large grasshopper or dragonfly right in your face. And it just takes off. Yes. You have restless dreams. You're tired. You're exhausted. Your mind is in turmoil. You also lost Marion this same day. Even though you don't care that much, inside it still hurt a bit. Even though you don't really show it on the outside, most likely.
I mean, I'm not happy about it.
Yeah, that's kind of the idea. You're not oh my god, I'm broken up.
I'm not broken apart. Yeah, I'm just not very happy with my work.
It's more of a you're distraught because of the emotion, the toll that you took inside there, losing a useful creature and that type of stuff.
Waste of a patch off my robe, I'll tell you what.
Hey, let me tell you what. Lesson learned, Magnus. Never name anything.
As the night, besides that, goes by peacefully. You guys wake up in the early morning. It's still it's barely dawn. The sun is just starting to rise. Since you took a rest real early on. Yeah, you look around. There's the same grass fields. You're about probably 100 feet away from the basement. What do you guys do?
I think it's time to go onward and downward there, but I'm gonna spend some time in, enabling my detect magic before I go down there again.
Yeah, I'm also gonna cast my mage armor and then take a short rest, I think, to get my spell slot back. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm just gonna cast mage armor and let the spell slot ride for now.
Cool.
Didn't we just take a long rest?
No, you've taken 2 short rests, and this is your first long rest. You get back half of your maximum hit dice also. So you get back 2 hit dice.
2 hit dice, yeah.
Wait, what?
You have not done a long rest, though. You've taken 2 short rests, which is why you expended hit dice to get your health back.
Well, we did no. I think you're confusing her. We did just take a long rest.
Like
yes.
literally
We
now.
just finished a long
Yeah.
rest.
That's
Yes.
what I was asking.
Yes.
You regain 2 hit dice. You're back to full health, and all your spells.
And all your
lost.
stuff. Your lucky dice comes back.
Yeah. That's,
Okay.
that's
Yeah.
Okay. And yeah, we kind of like fade out and fade back in at you guys at the like staircase, looking down into it with the rat on the leash. Its eyes still glazed over, trying to crawl down the stairs, being held back by this infernal leash.
Oh, well,
Ooh.
if Chuck's ready and you all are ready.
Oh yeah, I just kind of had this great idea. What if we, just let Chuck do all the work for us, and kind of build a big bomb and kind of have him drag it down to where it's supposed to go, and then it just solves all our problems. We don't even have to go down there.
What if there's innocent people there?
If they're innocent, then why would they be there?
Because they're victims of a vampire, Luke. You know.
It
You
can
know,
still
he makes a
solve-
valid argument.
Do
I know-
If
do I
I
know
don't
about-
know that they're not down there, then I don't know that they're actually problematic.
Do I know about thralls, by the way?
Yeah, you would know about thralls. You all probably would.
That seems like some mental gymnastics, Luke. I don't approve. I
Well,
may be a necromancer, and death may not hurt my feelings like it does you others, but that doesn't mean I'm not a good gnome.
The power of knowing, is to know that you know nothing, and ignorance is kind of bliss. So not knowing would also be a good situational.
I find that
Yeah, it-
solipsistic and fatalistic, Luke, and it doesn't look good on you.
You just don't want to take the easy way and avoid the rats. I figured you'd be the one to join me. Elle here, Elle should be the one kind of telling me that's bad, not you.
El, tell him.
the bomb is really not a good idea.
Okay, well, you could take Chuck down there then and lead the way. I'll kind of stand behind here with my giant rifle and blow things away. How about that there?
Howard.
I'm okay with that there, as long as you're going in first, Missy.
Seems to be what I do a lot these days, so
Oh, sure. Here's the rat there. Why don't you take the lead? Chop, chop there. Let's start going. Ladies first,
I now have Chuck.
Okay, so
I
it's L, and then Luke or Magnus. Who's in the back? Magnus, you're in the middle.
Magnus? Gotta protect Magnus from the rats back here. He wants to be in the center.
Magnus prefers the middle for sure.
Okay. As you all walk down and into the basement floor, as you all touched the floor, would you each make me another wisdom saving throw? As it is a new day.
Woo! Wait. Nope.
Did not see Magnus's.
I didn't make one.
I thought I missed it. Okay. So you step inside. You walk towards the rat Chuck, and as you have finally named him. First, kind of starts walking towards the altar, and then lifts his nose, sniffs a little bit, and then starts walking over to the barrels, and bites and eats a bit of the fungus. And then its eyes glaze over once again, and it starts to walk towards the illusionary wall, just past the altar, and passes through. I'm assuming you guys just continue to follow.
Sure.
Okay. You guys travel down a spiral staircase. It seems to take, and it doesn't take too long, but it go down a little ways, and you come out into a small square room with holes in the walls. There's a little bit of rubble here and there, and with a door. You come straight down. There's a door on your right that's closed. It is an iron door.
I think that whatever we need here could be behind this door.
Luke, since you have your detect magic on, you do not sense any kind of magic on the door or around the door.
Does it have a door handle?
It does.
Does it have a lock in the door handle?
There is a lock there. You gonna try the door?
Are the hinges on our side or on the other side? Does it open towards us or away from?
It would open away.
So the hinges are on the other side.
Hmm.
I'll try
have
the doorknob.
a thieves' kit.
Just to see if the handle's unlocked.
You know, I also got this great idea. We could just kind of. Oh wait, are you just opening the door, Charlie?
I'm just trying to see if the handle's unlocked.
Yeah. You go to reach for it, you click it, and it seems to jiggle, and it seems like it's unlocked. I'm assuming you haven't pushed the door open yet.
Is Chuck trying to go into that room? Where's Chuck going?
Chuck, he's trying to go through the... Like, he's, like, gone under the door already.
Oh. Well, okay, we'll try to go into the room then. Keep following Chuck.
Okay. So you guys just push the door open? What's up?
That was convenient timing.
Okay.
I opened the door, you just push the door open.
And then you were attacked by a banshee. No.
Oh, I was about to be like, shit.
Alright, so you guys, you open the door. I need both Luke and Elle to make me a Constitution saving throw. As this waft of death and decay just comes billowing at you. Magnus, you're used to the smell. So you two,
It smells like my room.
you basically start to gag a little bit. Maybe because you've been meeting in Magnus' room a couple times, you're kind of like a little bit used to it. And you're able to hold your breakfast down. As you open it up, the Chuck is trying to like go around now towards the front. You enter into a large room. There are bodies everywhere, piled up in corners near other doorways. There are 2 coffins on the just in front of you, probably about 20 feet down this big open area. At the other far end of that, you see two large doors etched in a large tree with a bat with red eyes in the direct center of it.
Yeah, do you think you could kind of get these guys burial rituals so they don't come up to haunt us later there, or you think that's something we should hold off on?
Magnus, you look around, there's probably 100 bodies down here.
This will take us a week, Luke.
Well, you know, they kind of deserve it, though, you know. That's kind of what we're here for, to prevent this stuff.
I agree, they deserve it, but there's nothing I can do. Maybe if we clear this place of all the evil, and a team of men comes back with us to dig the graves, maybe other Shadowguard.
If we
But-
collapse the entrance, wouldn't it be the same as just leaving them sealed in a giant tomb?
Could be said, they're underground. I might be able to perform rites. I doubt their spirits are okay with the bodies that have been left.
Well, you know, it's better than nothing, dear.
I'll say a few words. I'll burn a sage.
Okay, so you just start to like do your ritual kind of around the area.
Not really knowing if it's gonna help at all or not, but
Okay.
if it makes Luke feel better, makes me feel better a little bit.
It
Okay,
does.
As you begin to start like you chant, because it's a little bit louder than like your normal like whisper conversation you guys are having. You start to hear the 2 doors at the far end of this room start to like creak open and start pushing
I'm ready in
towards you.
action to react to any incoming threat.
The first thing you see is a silhouette of a human, or not a human, but a man-sized being or creature. As it pushes further, the light from behind kind of silhouettes him further. The best you can make out is the doors open all the way. You see a man in a black robe, and you hear him go, "Magnus! I didn't expect to see you here." As standing in front of you is Wraxis. Magnus. She's not going to be happy with you. I'll repeat myself. Magnus. She's not going to be happy with you. She told you to stay away and leave her business to her business.
You tell Nancy I don't give a care in the world.
Yeah, you tell that lady
Who
there,
is
Nancy.
Nancy?
You go call her Nancy and see what happens. You know, she'll know who it is there. Don't be a hoser.
There are others who call her Ella Snore.
He kind of looks and goes, He just ignores your comment. He goes, "Luke, I also didn't expect to see you so soon.
Yeah, I
Was
expected you
she
to
not
come
to
here
your
and-
liking?
Well, she's kind of a kid, a babe there, and I know she's
We thought
doing
you
quite
might
all
like
right.
her.
Anyway, there. I got you hungry? Because I got some special pudding here for you if you really want some. Because I know you have a good taste in pudding. Because you were actually at my wedding there, so I kind of want some
Like
input
I
into the
would take
recipe.
anything from you.
Well, I mean, you want
Yes.
okay, so that means you can't take my life there if you're gonna say it like that.
But Magnus, if you're not here to interrupt, if you're here to help, maybe we can discuss some things.
I'll never help you.
Why do you always treat me so poorly? What have I done to you? I let you have the girl. I was nice to you at the wedding. You come into my home.
Are
And
you
you're
talking to him or are
rude.
you talking to me there?
He's talking to Magnus right now.
Oh, okay.
He doesn't even respond to you. He goes, I offer you my research. Do you wish to live forever? I can make that happen. All you do is work with me.
Don't listen to him there, Magnus. He's just one of them hosers. Tell you everything you want.
Luke.
He's gonna steal your body there.
Luke, I think during this time, especially with your detect magic on, you see, maybe you're looking directly at him, and you kind of notice a slight black-green tinge of cords that go from his heart down into the ground, and you see them spread out across the ground and into every single one of these like bodies and piles of like creatures.
Yeah, so can you give me a minute to talk to my buddy about your offer there? That sounds kind of good. I can convince him for you. Just kind of hold the thought there. Magnus, I think he's connected to these bodies somehow. He's kind of got this, thing going on here. I think you should torch the bodies immediately. Just kind of buy us some time while we destroy all the bodies here so he has no place
In
to
case
hide.
you're wondering, Luke, I can also hear through them.
Also, he's stupid and he has no friends there. That's why he has to hang around these things. Also, he doesn't know what good pudding is anyway.
But burn them if you...
Magnus is like, Luke, enough. Even though you speak every word of the truth, enough.
Magnus, he just laughs.
And then
you
Magnus
humor
says, Wraxis, tell me about your offer. How will you make me live forever? I have heard of those who have cheated death, but it's always ended up being a hoax.
Well, first, I would never say it's a hoax. Been around 700-800 years. Took some time to learn, and there were some complications at first. But work with me first, and then I will share my secrets with you. Just not at this time. What do you say?
Your work, it sounds like borders on vampirism. You do know what the Shadowguard stands for?
I do, but I also know what you love to research. What you care about. And I can tell you right now, if you choose to say no, it will not go unpunished. So what do you say?
Let me think about it for a second.
I'll give you a minute. So, Magnus, what are you thinking out? Like, what is going through your head right now?
Magnus is a little torn and a little nervous, but I turn my back to Wraxis as if I'm going to talk to Luke,
Mm-hmm.
and I channel Dragon's Breath through my hat.
Okay. So you channel Dragon's Breath. And now he roughly, right now, just to give you guys an idea, in case you maybe want to change your spell or not, you guys are about 45 feet from him right now. There are piles of bodies kind of all around the whole entire thing. And there's their staircase, which you're about 10 feet from that door, which is just to the north of you. There is a wall 5 feet back from behind you, and there are other little doorways along both sides. Another 4 other
What's-
doors.
Chuck doing?
Chuck right now is still the same thing. He's trying to go towards Wraxis.
So I think what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna give Luke the eyes like this. You know, and then as soon as I turn
Uh-huh.
around, all at
Uh-huh.
once I want to trigger Dragon Breath from the hat and use my action to spray fire on the bodies.
I want to
Okay.
sidestep to the right. just
And as
smoking
soon as
fire.
I spray the fire, I want to yell in my dragon voice to all my companions, "Run!"
Do any of you speak Draconic?
Nope.
L,
I
do
have
you
to-
speak Draconic?
I have to speak Draconic now.
I'm pretty sure you literally turn into a dragon head. I've always assumed that you speak Draconic from that. I could be wrong.
I mean,
Does it
that's just your
specify?
flavor. The spell does not actually say your head.
I mean, I assume they would still get the "Rah!" and they would just like, oh shit. So you go to burn the bodies and then flee.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I thought he wanted something else based on his whole smile and nodding. So is he doing that?
I was not smiling and
Sorry.
nodding. I was with a very serious look in my face, looking at you and looking at the door behind you.
Okay. So you do that. You burn a bunch of the bodies all around you. You start to run. It's Luke first because Luke was the last. Luke was the last one. Then Magnus, and then L. Because Luke is like in your way, Magnus, in this case. So Luke, he like pushes you, and you turn. You start to book it. You get the idea of it. You start running up the spiral staircase. You just
Wait,
can
is that
you-
him or just me?
no, all 3 of you start. I'm assuming you all 3 run.
Oh,
Al,
I was
of
going
course.
to cut him down.
Oh, you're gonna try to cut him down? Okay, so Magnus goes, he pushes you out of the way and starts to get ready to go up the stairs. L, do you follow Magnus or do you stay with Luke? It looks like Luke's pulling out his gun, ready to fight.
I mean, I don't want to abandon Luke and have him get killed or anything, but I also don't think it's wise to stay. So, well,
He's little. Pull him. Yank his ass out of there.
You are quite strong.
yeah, then I'm gonna grab his fucking.
Okay, give me
Gonna grab his leather coat.
give me a grapple check. Luke, if you oppose it, you can, or so athletics for you, L. Luke, if you oppose it, athletics or acrobatics if you really want to try to get that shot off.
I still want to shoot him. I'm okay with
That's
her
fine.
dragging me out, but I
So
want to shoot
she
him.
grabs and you pull and you shoot. Raxus makes no attempt at dodging whatsoever, Luke. So
Okay.
go ahead and just make the attack. 16. You watch as it hits Raxus directly in the chest. Just you see a huge hole, and then you watch instantly as it starts to sew back together.
Should have shot the bodies.
And he looks at you, Luke, as you're getting pulled out, and he just hears, "I guess I'll take that as a no."
Oh, yeah.
Flip the stairs. So yeah, Magnus, you're the first one up. You go up, you run out of the building. L, you have Luke behind. As you go up through the staircase, L, you pass through Luke, the illusionary wall. You slam into the wall.
I get stuck in the wall.
You slam into the wall as L, like your hand releases, and you go to like try to get back to the illusion, and it's a solid wall.
Oh, you bloody guy! Rah.
And Luke, you just hear footsteps. Slowly
with my
going
rifle?
up the stairs.
Magnus is gonna
Take
try.
out my bottle of brandy,
Uh huh.
shove a rag in it, light it, and throw it down the stairs.
Okay, so you kind of wait for him to come up before you throw it.
No, I just kind of throw it around the corner.
Okay,
And
just
go down a little bit.
it
throw
goes into
I just gotta
fire.
walk through fire.
Yeah, you watch. See,
I'm out of brandy. No more brandy. It's gone.
you see him come around the corner, fire like burning at his robes, eyes just red. And he just looks and goes, "These were my favorite robes."
Yeah, you ruined them by
And
walking
he
through
just
the fire.
he reaches and he just
yourself.
grabs for your throat. as Luke, you're being shaken awake by Magnus and Elle.
You know,
Magnus and Elle. At the other side, by the illusionary door, Wraxis stands and looks at you both and goes, I've already seen how this will end.
yeah, you're going to be a dead man for another time, you know, and you're going to go cry into a new body.
Just
you
know
piece of
that your
garbage.
interference will cost you dearly.
Yeah,
and I
you go
wish you
sell me
all the
Etsy,
best of
damn
luck.
damn.
And he turns into mist and goes through one of the cracks and vanishes.
You can go step. What the fuck, man? I hate this guy.
And that
Magnus turns back to Luke and Elle and says, remind me when we're in Whiteboro to get a fireplace bellows for my pack. And then I walk up the stairs and out of the basement.
Where's Chuck?
Chuck is in Elle's hand and on a leash.
There is no Chuck. It was in your
Hey,
mind,
oh, man! No, Chuck is still attached to Elle on a leash. Chuck is laying there limp, unmoving. You see, and I think we just kind of watch the group.
I'm kicking
You
Chuck.
you kind of go down and check. Wraxis left, and you quickly kind of go down and check the basement. All around are bodies everywhere. Luke and Elle almost literally peek like they did in Luke's vision, or the illusion that occurred. There are rats all through these corpses, like we're hiding inside of them, that are now lay there, still and lifeless.
Burn them all.
If you guys wish to burn them all, you burn them all.
I burn them all. I don't care what
You
they want.
give a kind of a group burial rites. You finish what you do. You do find in the very far back part of this little area. Let me find my treasures here. You know what? I'll tell you next time. We'll see what that is at the beginning. What we do kind of do a quick cut. It kind of fades out as you're like, ooh, treasures. We fade back in at the group at Whiteboro. Resting, kind of recuperating, thinking, figuring out what the next steps are as they take a couple weeks to do some research, do a couple odd jobs here and there. And then we have a man who knocks on your door. And as it opens, we'll find out what happens next week. So, that is where the session ends. I know it went a little bit longer, Charlie, than planned, but I wanted to get that out. I wanted it to finish so that we don't have to continue this next week, where we will actually be, for everybody who doesn't know, we will have our first guest star on this show, where we will have a fourth player take a role of a character, potentially in Shadowguard, potentially just a normal commoner, some kind of mercenary, who will be working with the Shadowguard in some aspect on some type of thing that either maybe he has a job for, or maybe he has some kind of common goal in an area. And we will see how that story unfolds. For the players, we'll figure out like 2 downtime actions for you guys off stream for you to do, and we'll just kind of go over them at the start of next stream, and we'll kind of just get right into the action with him. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and you can catch me at twitch.tv/amelwent. I run a game on Sundays at 9 a.m. CST. I am moving this Friday, and it's also Easter this upcoming Sunday, so there will be no stream. I'm going to try to do my best about streaming a little bit more prep for this game and the other game, and also work on my Monster Hunter stuff I've been doing on the week once I get moved in. So check me out, and then Charlie, if you have anything, man.
There was something I wanted to say, but now I can't remember what it was. There's not going to be Dungeon Squad Live this Wednesday. We're probably moving Dungeon Squad Live to a different day, and we're taking a few weeks off from it. But check out all the other great streams here on the Chop Shop Network. Check out Galfaskin Wednesday afternoons on the Norway's #1 stream playing shooters. Momo on Friday doing the Final Fantasy Edition Momo show where she plays Final Fantasy. We have Tommy on Thursdays doing brush drunk painting Dungeons and Dragons style miniatures. So check into that on Thursday. And that's all right here on the Chop Shop Network. And of course, I'll be streaming every morning this week. I'll be playing Planescape in preparation for the newest Dungeons and Dragons book, which is Mordenkainen's Tome of Foes. So check that stuff.
check that stuff out as well. And yeah, we'll see you next time on Shadowguard.